I'll just sit.
We're live, baby. It's been a while.
It's been a while. We were just sitting here watching the latest Hardworking Man show and decided, let's just go live.
Let's go live. No one's here.
They'll be
What
here.
if nobody came?
Well, that would be humbling.
Oh, timing. I knew we could count timing. Jack, we haven't been live. We didn't schedule it. We were just sitting here, like Rachel just said, watching the latest Hardworking Man when I tried something really dumb, I think.
What's up, Jason?
And Rachel
Jack.
said, do you want to go live? And I said, heck yeah.
So
Hey,
we're going
everybody.
live.
Yeah, no warning. Just impromptu Tuesday night live with the Hardworking Man.
What's up, guys? Yeah, I didn't do my hair or makeup either. So.
No, we've been out working all day and just came in and went.
What do you do, Timon? How are you always first?
Lake Ontario Firewood. I've looked for your channel. I see now no spaces. I might be already subscribed. I don't know. I tried to
on your phone.
because
Is that
it always
Joe
just
Gilbert?
gives me Ontario Firewood. You know, Anthony.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try to find it right now though.
What's up, Ross?
Russ, you got rain all week, don't you? Oh, I'm not. All right, I'm gonna find you right now then. Every time I look, I can't find it. I'm not very good at.
Ralph Kanagi, welcome to the live stream. Oh, you didn't have any videos yet.
Oh. Well, that's probably makes it hard for you to find.
Oh, it's raining there. We had rain.
We were supposed to get rain yesterday, and we didn't.
Hey, Dick.
And then
Good
we were
evening.
supposed to get rain all day today. We had it overnight, and that was about it. That Stump, man, that thing was a battle. I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
Thomas wondered.
Thank you, Ralph.
You've
I
been-
think he says I'm good looking because he normally says Rachel's good looking, but now he said you, so I'm going
No.
to assume Ralph's talking to
He
me.
said, "Hey, I already said hi."
Ah,
Thomas, with the last name I'm not going to butcher, asked if you've been burning any stumps lately.
not burning them yet. I got a bunch to burn now. A close call with the truck, but it failed in the driveway.
Oh,
Trailer came unhooked or something broke.
Oh yeah, PA Trapper. He's very proud of that video.
I think that's a
hard work.
good video. I do.
I think it's.
I had fun with it.
I didn't edit that one, so I was watching it with him, and I was like, I like that intro. I like this video. So
Oh, there you have Rachel's good looking.
thanks for
Jonathan
clarifying.
from Up to Something Outdoors. He was there helping on that video. If you guys haven't checked out his channel yet, he's a guy I work with. He scraps boats. He does some other things, and he's very entertaining and sometimes somewhat dangerous. But I'm dangerous too, so.
Right. Uh-oh, Russ had a close call with the truck today.
Oh. You and wheels, Ross, man. You made Kevin start smoking again. You don't do well with wheels.
Had a rim separate at the weld and blow apart in the driveway though.
Jack was gonna say something to Ralph, but he deleted it.
Message me, Jack. I want to know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, you're dangerous, Jonathan.
Curious minds want to know. Hey, congrats, Donnie Powell says.
Thanks, Donnie.
On the stump. On the stump.
On the Trump. It wasn't that was a battle, man. A straight battle.
Too far away.
Well, we got these silly chairs.
Perseverance pays off. He wasn't giving up.
I wasn't. I don't give up. I don't know that I've ever been defeated, really. Have I?
I don't know.
I
don't
got
think
you.
so.
I gave up. I
You
chased
didn't
you
give
down
up.
until you gave up. Perseverance pays off.
Good movie suggestion?
Happy Gilmore. That's about the last time I watched movies. I don't hardly ever watch movies, Brian. The last movie I watched in a theater, I think, was Hunger Games. And before that, it was Horton Hears a Who. So you can look those two up and see the last two movies I saw in the theater.
Horton Hears a Who?
Yeah. Our kids were like babies, and now they're graduating college and buying beers.
Buying beers.
Jason, I don't even think I could get that thing on a trailer. I don't even know how I would with the equipment I have. It was I don't even know. Dick, old guy Firewood, how'd Jose like his personal video? Neighborly Home said, you're not lying. You don't want, he had a He had a probably overloaded trailer on the way back from the show. Russ did. How much overweight were you, Russ? Did the DOT get you? Oh, what's the tow rating on that Toyota? Oh, he said muy bueno, muy bueno. Big Rich was testing Rachel on her Spanish at the show. Big Rich is Russ's son, and he's
Richard.
hilarious.
I don't know if he calls him Big Rich. Richard.
Oh, I think they call him Big Rich. I wouldn't make that up.
I don't know. Yes.
Brian shot Firewood. I missed a lot of people, I know, but
Squatch Firewood.
I'll tell you what chain I've really liked so far is the Sugihara chain. I was hoping they'd get him on Saw Supplier, but Steve said he doesn't plan on carrying the chains. But so far, I've been pretty impressed with that thing.
Joe, I have vodka with pineapple juice, light pineapple juice, and a little bit of OJ. And this is from Terry from Allwood. He had us drink this on Friday during the live stream when we were in Ohio.
Yeah, and he was a little jealous
delicious.
because Rachel's drink was stiffer than hers, according to Kenny.
Stiffer than his, yeah. Kenny taste tested both of ours, and he said mine seemed like it had more alcohol. So, and yeah, I think Terry made both of our drinks, so I don't know how
that's good for that Tundra. I figured it was around 10, but 12K. But yeah, you were over 12. I could tell when that when you had that thing on. You spill?
I did.
Trying to bait me in. It's a bait pile.
I didn't try.
Oregon EXL, Jack, is my other favorite chain. That's what I buy now. I got that Sugihara to test, and I really like it. And I think I'm going to test it some more, but I think I might get a roll of the Sugihara chain. But I haven't compared the price to the EXL chain yet, so maybe I'll switch back.
What's up, Dan?
Diet pineapple juice is the problem.
What's the problem?
Yeah, it doesn't taste as good.
It does. It's just not as sugary. That's why I got it. What's up, Prescott?
So everyone do you remember the Yorkwoods, his daughter's name? Danielle?
I don't remember.
She won a scholarship. Danica, I think. He'll know. Tell her congratulations because she won a scholarship through the 4-H program for forestry management, which is pretty cool because it's not easy to win from talking to, I believe it's Dan, right?
Yeah.
I'm bad with names. I've told everyone that.
Hey, Squatch. Malibu and pineapple would be A-okay with me too.
Tim, that redneck needs a mini X, I think. I don't think he should ever have to attempt something like that again with his. Anyone who's watched my videos with that backhoe, that's the biggest backhoe Coyote makes. It seems weak to me. Am I just expecting too much because I'm strong? So I think the machine should be strong. Is that just what a tractor backhoe is like? Because, I mean, I've done a lot with it. I get stuff done, but it seems weak.
Hey, Nick Pixel TV is here. How's it going?
Nick, you got to watch my video I just put out because I saw you just got, or your video, you have a mini X. And I haven't got to watch it yet, but I'm going to. And I want to check that out, but you got to see the dumb thing I just did with my backhoe. No, they're definitely okay, so you didn't buy that one. I just saw the beginning of your video and I didn't watch the whole thing yet. But if you guys haven't checked out Nick Pixel or met Nick, he is full of energy. And I know he has some gaps in his videos sometimes because he's doing a lot and has a lot going on. He's as busy as any of us. But I like watching his videos because he has energy and you can feel it through the videos.
Heath loves Nick's energy for sure.
Especially when we're all hanging out because he's just like, he makes all of us guys that go look like we're in slow motion sometimes.
Jack, I'm surprised we didn't see you in Ohio this last weekend. I thought for sure you'd be there.
PA Trapper, I had that 7320 without a cab, and I do definitely miss the power of that thing. The lifting capacity, the self-leveling bucket, like it had a lot of things, but for what I do, it was just too big. It was big to trailer, and I had that electrical issue with the random not moving forward, and I fought it and finally had enough. Work sucks, Jack. I want to retire so I can do what I want. Hey, Mike. Mike, yeah, I know you dug some stumps. I think I might have. Has anyone, if you haven't seen my video yet, if you have seen it, have you ever seen anyone dig a bigger stump than that with a tractor backhoe?
I think the fact that it's cottonwood, which means it's full of water currently.
Oh my gosh, when I was like trying to push that
crazy.
thing, water just oozes out of it, and when the pressure comes off, it goes right back in. Like, it's crazy.
Jason, I don't know. We don't have anything on the schedule. We're just kind of fly by the seat of our pants.
Yeah. Kyle, I showed a couple people like Elliot. Elliot saw my latest welds. I've only welded with that R Captain 3 times. And my last welds were real. Like, they weren't the ones where I said they were good for me. Like, people looked at them that have welders that work for them, and they said they were better than some of their welders. So I am loving the welder, and I have a lot of projects for it. But my son's open house is coming at the end of this month, and my yard looks like a junkyard / scrapyard / woodyard mix.
Mm-hmm.
And I am working on a big project to get all of that moved and get this yard into shape, and I'm running out of time. So the welding and all those projects have been put on hold, but I think I'm learning it and figuring it out. And it's awesome because I fixed my backhoe, like, just spontaneously. It broke, and I was in the middle of my project. I didn't have time to order the new part because it would have taken quite a while, but I was able to take it apart, weld it back together. It was in the hydraulics and the control lever, the little ball on the end of the little thin metal that goes down to a point snapped off, and I was able to weld it back on, grind it into shape, and get back into business in a couple hours instead of be down for another week or two. So just that right there makes welding awesome, when you can build stuff and fix stuff without having to wait for someone else.
Oh, yeah, we're not saying no to Boonville. We just don't know we won't know until probably like a week before, if we could even.
Yeah, a lot of times we don't know what we can do until like the time comes. Like, Bunyan is the only thing we schedule, and we're like, we're going to be there.
Yeah,
everything else is if we can. Like, if we have to miss something small for the kids, that's fine, but you only get kids for a minute and they come first. So we're not going to miss something that matters for the kids. So we don't know what's happening then with sports and with just life.
Yeah, it all depends on if there's like a tournament scheduled for that weekend or not, because we'll have to be there. So we'll know once we get like the fall schedule, which if you don't have kids in high school or haven't gone through high school sports, they start like second week in August. So
Robert, I would like to come to Bangor one of these days. I don't know if we'll get to this day, but our kids are getting older, so we're going to be freed up more in the future.
When is the Bangor one?
I don't know even when it is yet, but I'd like to get there.
You'd fly there.
Probably. I don't know if I checked one of my log splitters and checked baggage, what that would cost. Throw it on a FedEx.
We're hoping to get to the Hope event in September. That's in Pennsylvania. But yeah, I don't know that there's anything in between there that we're planning on.
I don't know. Sometimes we do like we just did this live, and we're like, hey, let's pack up and go. Like, we were just sitting there.
Very spontaneous we are. When we plan ahead, then we start to have the time to like process it and not want to go.
If Bangor's the 16th, 17th, and 18th, we will not be there because we have a crazy amount going on right now. I thought it was in the fall. So
yeah, we can't go this May for that one.
Dick, I don't know if we're making the fellowship or not. I don't even know when it is right
June,
now.
Sometime,
June. See, Rachel knows.
But that's when we have literally every single weekend in June and July is booked. We have not a single spare weekend. So
that probably won't work this year. But the Hope thing I want to get to because we've never been to that.
We might be able to pull that one off. Again, it depends on if there's tournament or whatever going on that weekend.
We might. Rachel was talking. She was watching some videos on Sawfest earlier tonight.
That's in October.
And that's in October. See, fall's tough too because
he could go without me, but I don't think he wants to.
Well, no one would even come talk to me.
Like
Rachel at this last show, literally, like Rachel signed several autographs, and then I would get to sign autographs because they would have Rachel sign it, and then they'd look at me and be like, "You can sign it too." And then people would literally come up and be talking to her, and they'd look and they'd say, "Oh, you're here too," and then go right back to. I'm like, "Hey, thanks, guys." No, really, I don't. It doesn't bother me.
No.
I get it.
I mean, he could go alone. It's just I don't know that he wants to.
Sam, I've got a few more stumps out, but the ones I need out, that cottonwood one was the one that was. So that project started, and I was going to leave that cottonwood stump in, and I was going to leave all those other stumps in. But then I thought, you know what? Just do it right now, because I was going to do what I always do, and that's do a project, but not think far enough ahead. And then I would have had to try to get that stump out later, and other stuff that we're putting in and getting installed and preparing I'd have to tear back apart. And I was like, you know what? Just do it right the first time. Even though I don't have time right now because I'm on a crunch, I still was like, I just got to do it right. Do it right or do it twice. Same as buying stuff a lot. Jeremiah, welcome. Craig scored to Coles.
Tim Stout.
Craig says this is his first HWM live chat.
Welcome.
We haven't done lives. We used to do them quite a bit.
BW35.
But,
hello.
Yeah, Rachel said she met you. I don't think I did. You did.
Yeah, in the barn.
Yeah, it was the rain.
Him and his bandits.
But we used to do lives more regularly, and we got to get back to it. In our podcast, we've completely fallen off from because life. Like our son just graduated from college. He was playing college ball his senior year. My daughter's down in Florida. We got kids playing sports, like our high schoolers, like everything. I'm working 12-hour shifts. Like it's just crazy. So we're trying to do what we can, trying to get this wood yard because I got to start getting money coming in.
See, I've been telling people we're not doing the podcast because you just like to
push your buttons,
push my buttons, and then I end up looking like really mean.
People like that though. We're like Paulie and the guy from West Coast Choppers.
I want to be compared to them, but
yeah.
Thank you.
That's how me and my dad used to work on cars. Do you remember that?
I remember.
You came over.
Me
and my dad were working. I don't know. It's nothing. We're just communicating. And so we're like yelling at each other. And she was terrified. She thought we were going to be punching each other. And she's like, oh my gosh, like what just happened?
Screaming at
And I'm like, what do you mean what just happened? We got the bolt out. And she's like, why were you guys were going to fight? I'm like, no, we weren't. Like, we weren't even mad. She's like, why were you yelling like that? I'm like, because we were working on a car.
My mom
it means nothing.
Tells a story about when you came or your dad came to pick you up from my house when we were still like in college, and your brothers were in the truck and you had the windows down and you were pulling out, going through the neighborhood, and all of you were screaming and yelling at each other about who even knows what.
Probably where we were going for dinner.
She was like, oh my gosh, what is with that family? I said, that's just how they are.
We're just talking loudly.
So I still 23. What are we celebrating? Saturday's our anniversary.
23rd anniversary.
23 years
I'm
of
hoping
being
Rachel
married.
does something special for me.
Yeah.
It's my
27
turn.
years together, and I still am not used to any of that.
Mike, you need to get to these shows. These shows are a riot. It doesn't even matter what the show is. It's the people that make it. The people make the show. Hanging out, getting to know it. That's why like the weather matters a lot, because this year at Hoosier Firewood Hysteria, it was tough because the weather was so bad, because that's a work show. You're not there just to hang out and chill. You're there to work, and it was cold. It was nasty, muddy rain.
I feel like if it was warmer, the rain would be more tolerable.
Yes, but when everyone got done working for the full day, people just packed up and went back to their hotels, and we didn't even go out to dinner. We literally showered and got in bed, and that was
That's
it.
Where we stay,
Normally, everyone hangs out there for a while, and then you have a couple drinks and chat, and then everyone figures out, where you're going to dinner. But that weather ruined it. But it's the people that make these shows.
Yeah, and I like the girls who run the bar at the
they give you free drinks.
They're just really not. The one saw me, and she had to come over and give me a hug and was like, "Hey, sweetheart, it's so good to see you."
Rachel's fan.
They're darling there, and I didn't even get to hang out with them. It was kind of sad, but.
Britt's here. Britt, did you end up? Are you getting an Allwood? I know you checked out Russ's.
Yeah, Friday at Ohio was gorgeous. It was a lovely day, and then Saturday was.
See, Carnes DIY. I didn't even know you were like. That's the thing. This year was Hoosier this year was an anomaly compared to what it normally is. Because normally, like I said, everyone's hanging out at the end of the day.
Hoosier?
Yeah, he was loading the processors.
Yeah, I don't think
so.
I got to say
Normally, everyone gets to hang out, and I'm finding out more and more. I met people at Joe's thing, the International Firewood Expo this weekend, that were at Hoosier. I didn't even know they were there because it was just different. But the important thing is we got the work done. The vets got their wood. They're good for another year. It was still a good time.
Had a lot of new people show up.
A lot of new people. I think it should be a little bit later next year if Mike's watching.
Yeah, if I can request, it should be in May, so it's a little nicer.
Santa batch. I haven't even looked for mushrooms yet. We get busier every year as I think life's going to slow down. It speeds up. But my brother has a property that is probably, it's got to be amongst the top properties in this entire state for morel mushroom. He has more problem fighting people off his property during mushroom season than he does during deer hunting season. And it's just loaded. He has to call the cops every year because people are literally stealing huge bags of mushrooms that are worth thousands of dollars. Like he has that quantity, and it's just so. And I asked him the other day, and they hadn't found any yet.
He wasn't at Hoosier.
Oh,
he was at Joe's.
Oh, at Joe's. Okay, so you were at Joe's. So, well, if you were at Hoosier, we still probably wouldn't have known you were there. But yeah,
we didn't see you either place. So
Joe's was rainy. Friday was better than expected, but Saturday was what everyone expected.
Ken's Cuts, how's it going? Good to see you, Denny Hart. Welcome.
Oh, they're so good. Rachel doesn't like mushrooms of any kind.
No, I don't eat seafood. I don't eat mushrooms.
I didn't see that. Brett, did you order an
No,
Elwood, or
he
what
said he's hanging with the Wolf Ridge, but that birch is intriguing or something.
That birch, for the price point, it's hard to beat, man. Yeah. I still, for entry-level splitters, the Ultra, I don't know if it's because it's the first commercial quality splitter I ever ran. That Ultra, I like it. It's fast, it's smooth, it's simple, it's a great value. But the birch has the log lift, the hydraulically adjustable wedge, and auto cycle. And it's not a lot more than the Ultra. And that birch is nice. Like, it's just fun. I mean, if I didn't do YouTube and building for a firewood business when I retire, that birch is all 99% of people would ever need.
Craig's dad got one morel mushroom in Wisconsin. One.
When we were kids, we found a morel mushroom once that was almost the size of a Faygo 3-liter. A Faygo 3-liter. A 3-liter. It was giant. Anymore? It was bigger than a paper plate. I don't think they make the 3-liters anymore.
I do. That's funny. That's a weird childhood memory.
Faygo. We were poor. That was
the moon.
You get a 3-liter for like 89 cents.
88 cents, I think.
Yeah, for a 3-liter. You had a Moon Mist. That's
Tom
a fake
Crockett
Mountain Dew.
Didn't get to meet us at Joe's event.
Well, I think we'll be back because that one's not far. I've been trying to get there for years, but always sports and stuff.
All. That's a nice one.
And he did a great job. This was his 3rd year ever doing it.
It was a great event.
I will say, because I've been around, we've been to Bunyan 3 years in a row. We've been to Boonville. We've been to some of these shows. I would say that event for a vendor, sales per person was probably the highest percentage I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like these guys, I think were selling probably comparable machines to Bunyan at this show because people were there to buy. We didn't get down to the Wolf Ridge guys. But we wanted to, but the rain, like Saturday, we just sort of hung tight down.
Friday.
Friday. We were down with the Easton Made guys and the Allwood guys, and just because we know them and whatever. And I was like, we got to get down there, and we were going to do it on Saturday. And Saturday, it rained and it was cold.
Sounds like we needed a canoe to get down there.
We stayed in our room for a while working on a video because the rain was supposed to let up. So we purposely didn't get there till later. And the rain never let up. It just didn't stop. We were loading out. I was in like ankle deep water when we were loading our splitter out, and I didn't have rubber boots on.
If we hadn't set up that tent, we probably wouldn't have stayed.
Yeah, we brought a tent that we got for my son's graduation, and it had walls. The pop-up canopies, tents, whatever, they're good. Get a wall for them it was an absolute lifesaver. It just Velcroed on, tied to the poles, and it cut that wind, and it changed the entire day.
Yeah. I wasn't reading. Let me go back a little.
Yeah, Rachel's my reader.
How'd you do deer hunting this year? Not great.
No, couple does. We passed a lot of bucks. The last two, we haven't killed a buck in 2 years. We're selective in what we'll shoot.
Ted
We're-
Miller.
We're looking for older deer.
Sherry, if you're with him.
And last 3 years ago, I shot my biggest buck ever, 150 class buck in Michigan, which is not easily done. The following year, I passed a 130 to 140 class buck with my bow because I wanted Rachel or one of my boys to get it, and we never saw it again. And this year, we didn't see a single buck that would have pushed 115. It was a very slow year. I need to get to these Illinois, Iowa, Kansas. I need to get to a real hunting state. Rachel wants us to move to a big whitetail mecca. She's like, enough of this little deer state. Jason, I know you love them hikes. You toss your other boots right in the trash. I've had those for work before, and they're good, but I haven't tried the Firewood ones. But they weren't my favorite. I need insoles because I got flat feet, so maybe that's why. Like my Brooks tennis shoes. If you don't own a pair of Brooks tennis shoes, buy yourself a pair and you're welcome. They're the most comfortable. Rachel was wearing them for years. She didn't tell me. She liked me looking old with a sore back and sore feet. And then I bought a pair, and it was like sliding my foot into heaven.
I think you made fun of me when I bought my Brooks, actually.
You probably did. They look a little puffy, but my gosh, I'll never buy different shoes.
Jones Manufacturing. Did you see them at Joe's event? Tom Crockett was representing them.
I didn't. What did they have? Like I said, I wanted to get to booth. See, here's my problem, because I go to these shows and I'm like, I want to talk to a couple people and see about working with them and whatnot. I just don't do it because I don't know. I like when people come to me, and it's not a pride thing. It's I don't want to be a pest thing. Like I very rarely reach out to a company to work with them. I've done it, but I don't do it often. And it's easier. It's like I'm that little sissy behind a keyboard. It's easier for me to send an email and be like, hey, blah, blah, blah. I've used your product, and reach out that way than in person, because I don't want to be a burden or have them feel obligated to, I don't want to put pressure on them to work with me if they don't really want to work with me. So
Goobs Outdoors and Adventures.
Oh, Gringo. I haven't heard from Gringo in a while. How's the weather down there? It's cold and rainy up here still. I know it's probably beautiful down there.
Jay Dubbing. Have you ever talked about your hunting reality show you're on? Yeah, he's talked about that.
Yeah, me and my brother. When was that? That was probably about 15 years ago. Right?
I don't know if we had Zach.
I've been at my job for over
That's
16 years, and it was.
Were we living over on this side when you?
Yeah, because it was. We played it. We played it at my work.
Almost 16.
So it was around 15 years ago. My brother and I were on Battle of the Bow on the Sportsman's Channel, where we videoed our season hunting, and then there was a day that the crew from Wisconsin came out and they videoed us, and I actually killed a deer that morning, and so they got to go with us on the recovery and everything. So that was sort of cool because we were on the Sportsman's Channel, like major cable TV network, and got some of our hunting footage. Yeah. But man, filming hunting footage is tough. Hats off to anyone who does that. That's not like in a ranch or owns 1,000 acres in Iowa or Illinois that they manage and have 300 huge bucks to shoot. Like hunting is tough enough. Filming it, whole nother level, man.
They say Brunt makes a good some shoe with a toe on it.
I like my Brunts. At first, they hurt our ankles, both Rachel and mine.
Toe tennis shoe.
I just saw those, and I haven't tried them yet. But I have
the slip-on boot.
I got the slip-on boots. I tried to order them for you, but they didn't have them in your size.
That's what I want.
Because here at home, there's a lot of times where I just, with my ADHD, I'll be doing whatever, making Rachel breakfast or making her coffee or cleaning, doing dishes or vacuuming, just a house chore,
massaging.
I'm giving Rachel a massage, her morning massage, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I got to go see if there's gas on the splitter. And I'll slip them boots on and go check. And then I come back in and I draw her a warm bath and I throw some rose petals in there. And then I'll be like, oh no, I got to go check this. And then I go, so those slip-ons, like for an all day wear, I'd rather put my tie Brunts. And I'm not sponsored by Brunt. They reached out to us early
put
in
them
our
on,
channel.
like, a long time ago.
They sent us one pair.
2 years ago.
And the high C boots for the money are tough to beat. Not sponsored by them either, but the Brunts are my go-to now that they've broken in and that I have my custom insole, my orthotics in them. Like that's when I replace this pair, that'll be my go-to. Now the high C steel toe cowboy boots are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wear those all the time. But again, like it goes on, those boots I'll wear. If it's a quick thing, I wear the Brunt slip-ons. If it's a mid-range thing and it might be a little bit wet or soggy, I'll put those high C cowboy boots on. If it's just going to be an all-day on my feet work event, it's those Brunt steel toe mock toe boots.
Got a few more Yadkin Valley.
Ron Brooks, welcome. I hope you're doing good.
Outside
got some cutting in. That's good.
515 outside in the 515. Where's 515? Do you know?
He's a welder. I don't know where the 515 is, but I know he is, I believe, a welder for his profession. See, Tom, like a wood queen. I've been doing that. That's probably why she will be in the wood yard with me, because for 27 years I've been treating her
just
that
a stress-free
way. Donald Slate, I'm going to
him.
have to block you if you bring that up again. It's a sore point right now because we had the money for the kitchen, and I accidentally spent it because I found out it's not even my fault. It's ADHD. I saw it on the internet. Like you spend spontaneously. Is that what it's called?
No, self-control.
Yeah, I mean, that's maybe going a little far. No self-control. I have some. It's just not enough.
I don't have anything good to say about that, so I'll let you talk all you want.
I'm practicing my self-control. I sold some stuff. I sold a lawnmower, which we have to do a video on because you guys don't know which one I sold because we had a few, and it's lawnmower season. Yeah. I sold a dump trailer. I sold a lawnmower and a dump trailer.
Clearly, that's Heath's motto. You should make a shirt that says, "Who needs self-control?" He didn't have it. It's
bipolar. If I had bipolar spending disorder as well, I feel like I'd be on the street corner begging for log splitter money.
He's got all of it. I don't know. Impulse. He's just too impulsive.
See, I'm telling you, if you I didn't just read it on the internet. Like there's, you know how Facebook is. I don't do Instagram. I have an Instagram. Rachel's supposed to run it and make us super famous. And a TikTok I have that Rachel's supposed to run and make us super famous. So I don't watch those, but on Facebook for us old folk, we do the Facebook Reels, is it called? So I do those. And when you look at one, then more of those kind of come. So it's like videos. Like there's this dude, and he does like living with ADHD, and it's spot on. Like he talks, but like narrates.
He thinks I have ADHD, and he thinks I'm a narcissist, and he thinks
because I've seen all this. It's proven on the internet.
He sees on the internet. Yeah. He's like, that's you. That's you.
You have some of these traits. I have all of these traits. But this dude's hilarious. He you can tell because I grew up in a single wide trailer. He lives in a little trailer park. But he'll like, oh, I'm gonna have a bowl of cereal. And then he like goes to pour it and he's like, oh, that's right. I bought laundry or whatever. It's just one thing and that's how it goes. And then like an hour later you get back and you're like, my cereal's soggy. And then you got to eat soggy cereal because that's just how it works, man. I diagnosed a guy from work the other day with ADHD because a lot of people, if you have ADHD, you also have some level of, I forgot. When you mix up letters backwards. Dyslexia. So he was trying to tell me something.
Only on the internet though.
I could be OCD. A doctor.
He has a crazy anxiety. Don't even have him drive to an airport.
I do. I didn't know what anxiety was until I learned that I had it from the internet. I saw it on a reel. So he read me something and he read it backwards. And I was like, are you dyslexic? And he's like, yeah, actually I am. I said, I bet you have ADHD also, because he's a guy that keeps going. And he's like, no, I know I don't have that. And I said, you ever had trying to put a pair of socks on and you get one on and then you're doing something else? And he's like, yeah, all the time. I said, you got ADHD. Like, you're welcome. You're now fully diagnosed. And then he started talking. I started asking him, like, do you do this? Do you do this? 100% he has it. Guaranteed. Like, I don't know how many times I'll have one sock on and then I'm putting on chapstick and then I'm brushing my teeth and then I realize I don't have second sock on. So I'll get it. It's just, it
Tim
doesn't,
Thor's
I
whole
don't
life
know.
is soggy cereal.
I lose whatever I'm drinking, whether it be an energy drink or water.
All the time.
And then
lose your phone, even though it's in your hand or your pocket.
No, once I was using my phone, the light on my phone, looking for my phone, and I was getting so mad because I couldn't find it.
I think a lot of it is we're just a distracted society now. So
no, but I think
that's where you think I have it. I don't have it.
See, Dick woke up with one sock on. Like that's why I think this Firewood community gets along so good.
You were making fun of him about that.
Yeah, I know. And it wasn't an unintentional joke.
You said there was other reasons.
I said that's for a totally different reason, Dick. But I didn't even mean what it came out as, but then it was funnier that way. But I think a lot of us, because we don't stop moving. We always. Well,
it's probably why you like to do Firewood, because it's kind of like a
there's always something to do.
Soothing thing.
And you can see your progress, and you can do it your way, and you can modify it your way. And I think a lot of us have it. See, he can't even spell ADHD because he gets distracted partway through. It's great. I don't think it's a disability. I think it's a superpower.
Yeah. Your brain just works so good. It just does so much at a time.
It makes it so hard to sleep because you don't stop thinking.
It makes it really hard to live with you all because somebody has to be managing all of it.
But you don't. We'll be okay.
I know.
We'll make it.
You won't.
I've
won't
made
get
it this
anything
far.
done.
Yes, I'll get a bunch of some things done.
Remember, I gave you one job for Megan's open house, and you didn't do it.
I did everything else though.
You split 6 cords of wood the morning of. That didn't have to happen, but
I forgot ranch dressing.
The one thing
I forgot ranch. I'll never forget it. It'll be on my tombstone. Great father, great husband, forgot ranch.
The ranch. He had one job, ranch.
Hey, Todd, welcome. I know Todd's loving that tractor. Todd just got himself a Coyote tractor.
Well, look at who's a big man on campus now.
I told him for years. I'm like, get a tractor. You won't know how you live without it.
Is this for Evan or you? Is Evan going to run it?
I told him, you got to have, I don't know how you live without a tractor, man. Oh.
ADHD without, Heath does not have hyper or anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I never, like, my leg is bouncing now. I have that thing.
No, it's not. You weren't that kid that was where you look at
I slept through school, but I also had sleep apnea.
You're like, they're amped up. No, that's not you. And that's not Nathan either. No. But you both have, there's a different name. There's a lot of different varieties.
Evan's home and Todd hasn't got to run the tractor for a week.
I suspected that.
Is he home for the summer?
Yeah, he's probably done with school now.
Yeah, because Joe just graduated. Yeah, I agree, Craig. A bunch of some things get.
That's it.
But I never, and you know what? I saw this on the internet. If you have ADHD, and I diagnosed myself with this years ago, no matter what project I do, whether it's welding, carpentry, I do it myself. I figure out how to do it and I do it. I never finish it. And I wondered, I'm like, why do I never finish a project? Never. Whether it be our upstairs bathroom remodel, trim, it's because if I don't finish it, I'm not done. And if I finish it and I'm done and it's not perfect, I feel like I failed. But if I don't finish it and someone's like, I'm not done with that yet. Literally, I figured this out myself. I just haven't figured out how to defeat it yet.
Tim Poor has been known to leave his truck running all night long. Just walks away with it running.
Oh, yeah. I did that. Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know if all night, but
I ran our processor right out of fuel. Out of diesel fuel. Who knows how much? Just warming her up.
Tom Crockett, I like your wife. She sounds like me. She says he's just senile. I've been known to call Heath a name or two. Senile is actually
I think nicer. Joe Biden is your most endearing term. Oh, that's not an endearing. What is that? Are you slandering me?
No, I'm just, the similarities are just too much not to say it.
Leader of the free world at one time.
Yes. I mean, he was the president, right?
David, great seeing you too. I'm sure I would remember you if I saw you, but I'm terrible at remembering names. But we didn't meet a bad person, so.
I did not.
Oh, let's see.
Does he fall upstairs?
No, Rachel tried to kill me going down the stairs once.
You're not like clumsy like Nathan. Our son is very.
Oh, he falls up the stairs. Prone. He's cost me some medical bills.
These stairs behind me, he was coming down fast and he tripped over his feet and broke his toe.
Kat, if you want to learn how to remove a stump, I just posted the video tonight. You're gonna have to check it out. Maybe you'll hire me for your business. I might have got it, but it took some thinking and some danger.
See, I was talking to, he had a buddy over last night. We're doing a different project. And I said, he doesn't do it. He doesn't. I say you don't do anything, but it's not that you don't do anything. You never finish anything. I was like, no, he's always doing something.
I do everything.
He's continually doing things, but he needs somebody to guide and direct because nothing ever gets done.
Some stuff gets done.
It doesn't. Even these videos, I was complaining because out in the front when you first got that backhoe and you ripped out like my rose bush and another bush, and just the pile of that laid there for 4 or 5 months. Never finished it. So even though the video is made, it doesn't get done.
So here's the problem.
Oh, hi, Sherry.
YouTube, I think, ruins a lot of my progress.
Well, Jason, I'm glad we helped make your day
because
better.
I save it for a video, and then if Rachel doesn't want to come out and help me video, then I don't get the project done. So I think it's mostly her fault, probably, if something's not done in a timely manner.
I'll take the blame if that makes you feel better.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, for Donald, I could have used it, man. I'm telling you what, that cottonwood stump was more than I thought it was going to be. I thought early on, like digging, like a couple hours in, I was like, I got this thing. I think this thing's given up.
How's your conveyor build going?
I do believe that once the current project is done, that will be one of the next. And I do believe I have, if my plan works, I think I have almost all the parts and pieces.
We need it.
I know we do. That's where I told Russ, I was like, we are so close to making firewood. I've been working on the process for so long.
Yeah.
That like our wood racks have been embarrassingly empty. But because that's the money, that's what the money coming back in. Like, but here's the thing. With firewood and with a lot of things in life, and I've done it. That's how I know this. I wasn't born this big of a genius. I've learned this over the years, right,
That's
Rachel?
Good. It's taking time for your wisdom to.
Yes, I didn't just I wasn't born with this wisdom. But even though it seems like it's not, and when you're doing things without the proper equipment because you think it'll take too long to get the proper process or equipment in place, you're just cheating yourself because taking the time to get this process set up correctly, we're going to be making firewood faster than ever before, and we'll catch back up to the firewood we haven't made over the last few months because we've been working on the process. Does that make sense?
It's a process.
So if I was trying to make firewood while doing all these modifications and updates and all of that, then I wouldn't be as far along in the process as I am. And soon, once the process is up and running, we'll plow through 20 cord of logs. We could do it in a day. Boom, baby. That's a big boom, baby.
He says, you got an S on your chest. Superman.
Yeah, super something. Super distracted.
Yeah. Jason.
Ours is not a hay elevator. Ours is I believe it was like a feed elevator. It's a heavier duty. It's built differently. The thing that my biggest concern is the chain it's heavy, it's thick, but it's fairly rusty. So if that chain gives me problems, I think everything else is going to work. It's going to be a self-contained unit with a gas engine, with a hydraulic drive motor, and I was going to connect it directly to the drive, but because of some suggestions on here, even though I'm going to have the control lever with the auto kick out, so I thought that would be good to hook it direct. I'm going to run a belt system as a secondary safety to, if something gets jammed, the belt can slip or the lever can kick out. So instead of breaking the chain and then having to fix it, I'm hoping with those two safeties in place, I won't ever break the chain. I did break a chain in my last video, though.
Like a bulldog break a chain kind of girl?
No, what's that? Isn't there? I'm going to break these chains. Oh, that's a guy with handcuffs.
I don't know.
It's like a cops, and they put you can look it up. It's on like memes or whatever. This little dude gets handcuffed, and he's like, "I'm gonna break these chains." He ain't breaking them.
Dan thinks you could be guilted into he doesn't care. That's his mental disorder. guilt you into finishing projects. He don't care to finish.
Yeah, no, Jeffrey did it, and the Christmas lights.
Oh, yeah.
Patty
You were
and Jeffrey did it.
shamed about hanging Christmas
What's the difference?
lights.
Guilt or shame?
There is a difference.
I do now. Our
He
Christmas
doesn't
lights have
feel
been up for
guilty
years.
about any of it. You
No, I
have to
do.
shame him.
You
He
don't know
doesn't.
how I feel.
When I ask
deep
him
down
to do
inside.
things, I think there's a switch that's like, don't do it.
No,
She
it's
asked
not.
for it now.
No, it's not.
Don't do it.
Ken, it's gonna need some welding, but Ken, my welding has come 1,000-fold. I'm a real welder now.
Yeah, he's revered in the community now.
Highly regarded. No, my welding, my last welds that I did. So this is how busy I've been. So I have two
Hey, Big
welding videos out recently. I have other ones where when I built that treadmill conveyor that I still have, it was a livestock loader. And I went to move it one day and I was like, hopefully my welds hold. And I went to pick it up and my weld went ping and the piece went flying because those were the worst. And then I got that new R Captain welder and I learned a lot through the comments. But my first welds, they worked. They held. That SAP collection trailer worked all year. I fabricated that hitch mover for the Easton made FG60 Firewood grapple. That has worked flawlessly. I am going to re-weld that now because I didn't have as much penetration as I thought I did. Story of my life. But anyways,
can relate.
I welded before we went to Hoosier. I had to bring a log table, and the trailer I've wanted tie downs on for years. I welded that on at about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning because that's how I roll. So it wasn't on video. My best welds, like I said, by far and away the best I've ever done. I sent pictures to Elliot from Everything Elliot because he's welded his whole life. And he's like, yeah, not too bad. Like, it'll hold. So that's good. If a welder tells you it's not too bad, and like I said, I showed them to other people who have welders who work for them, and they're like, those look better than my welders. So
Prescott's volunteering to help you. He's close to us. He's a retired tool and die maker.
All right. I need, I don't know where you're at, but I definitely.
I'm like, it's right there.
So, Dick, my first project with the R Captain was flux core, and that's the only way I've ever welded because I thought it was easier, and I don't think it is because I now have it set up for gas. In my opinion, gas is get it. If you don't have it, if you've never used it, Dick, you probably have because you have all the welding equipment. What I've learned is that flux core is more for an uncontrolled environment, or if there's wind, or if you're working outside, flux core is the way to go. If you're working inside where there's not wind and that shielding gas can work, so much easier. I always thought it was be harder because you have to set the gas, and it's really not that difficult to figure out, and so much easier to weld.
Much easier.
And then I had a Hobart. It wasn't a cheap. I mean, it wasn't like a $600 Lincoln or whatever welding helmet, but it 8 batteries and it kept failing. And I just bought a cheap Yes welder helmet, and it works, and I don't burn my eyeballs out. And now I can see my work, and I can see the weld puddle, like the pool, and I can, like before, I was blinded because my helmet would turn on or wouldn't, and I didn't know if it did or didn't. I might sound like an idiot for saying that, but when you don't know what you're doing and no one's ever taught you, I didn't know. Yeah, I've got the 035 with the mix 7225 gas right now, and I want to try aluminum, which I know is hard, but I mean, I'm not afraid to try things, and I want to try plasma cutting. I've got a build project that I think is going to be awesome. I've got 2 build projects I think are going to be awesome. One, I might kill myself. I tell Rachel that a lot. I'm like, I got an idea for a video, and if I don't die, it's going to be pretty sweet. And sometimes she vetoes some.
Sometimes.
And sometimes I just don't die.
Sometimes I just say, don't hurt yourself. I'm not going to the ER today.
She's literally told me if you get hurt, you can just lay there and die. Right? I mean, essentially.
I'm not saying you.
I mean, you're not heartless, but you would probably tell one of the kids to go help dad or something at least, right?
Warn you.
I mean, I can't blame her. I've done it to myself.
I don't know what you wanted to do something, and I was like, you want me to come film you?
Yeah, you can't tell him what it is because I'm still going to do it. She thinks it's a death wish, but Evel Knievel wouldn't have been famous if he was scared.
No, I think this was one you already
No, this is one I know which
This
one
is
you're talking
no,
about.
I'm talking about.
Oh, a different one. I've got a lot of good ideas
There's a
that
lot
I could
of them.
dial
I feel
from.
like the one I'm talking about had to do with the log pile, and you were like gonna.
That's the one, yeah.
No, you already did a video. We already recorded it.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Secret.
Maybe I did it, and then when my brain wasn't working,
He forgot.
and I forgot I did it.
Go watch the channel. It's back.
I'm gonna have to go watch my own videos.
Yeah, it was you made me record you, and I said if that rolls on you, you already did it. It was. I think it might have been for.
Oh yeah, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
No,
that was just cutting logs on a big log
But
pile, and I had to rip a big, huge one down. And you told me it was
Yes,
a giant
our
oak
log pile. And
yeah,
I
and she said if I crush
you,
myself, she's just gonna leave me there.
I said I'll record it and then I'll walk away.
So my mom watches some of our videos and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I get so scared, but I know if the video was out that you survived." And I said, "Well, Mom, one time that won't be the case because
hey, I guess
I fully expect Rachel to put the last video I ever make out."
Hunter 62012 is available. Will you finish projects? I have a kitchen that could use.
Well, we should trick people into this.
We can make it.
But then what if somebody actually steals you from me? Like if we're like finish the kitchen and we'll reassess the situation.
And you'll have to finish the kitchen.
People are wanting Rachel to do a paid subscription portion of our channel.
We did trick people that there was a different type of channel that I was running.
Yeah. What is that? Like only Firewood or something?
Females.
Only something like that. They were searching for it. Because our daughter was like, "Mom, I want you to have an OF page because I want a new Honda CRV." And we're like, "What?" And then our son that's in high school, he's like, "You can't do that." Well, I'm in high school. Like,
please don't.
Our kids are selling their mom for new, not even great cars.
Hunter's in.
Come do the kitchen and I'll look at your work and see if you meet Rachel's
standards. I'm not the only one. His wife could be stolen for a new bathroom and a front door. Simple creatures we are.
I don't know that that's true. You're not simple.
We very clearly state what would make us happy. You choose to hear what you want to hear.
Okay. So outside in the 515, let me ask you this. If you get behind on a project or something doesn't get done when your wife wants it done, does she tell you that it doesn't matter now if you do it or not, you get no credit? Because that's just a negative. Because Rachel's told me like, "Oh, well, I wanted that before.
Been 5 years.
You're past the deadline. So if you do it now, you don't even get any man points." So then I'm like, "Well, what's the point now? I was just about to do it. She could have had that kitchen. I was going to bring in a chef to run the kitchen." And then she's like, "You won't get any points." So I fired the chef. I canceled the project. I bought a diesel truck and then it broke down.
We are simple.
No, you're not simple. Y'all think you're simple and y'all ain't simple. Men are simple.
You just have to
feed
listen.
us. There's like a couple of F's.
What? Feed you?
Feed us.
Feed me?
Something else with an F.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Feed us, F us, and...
It's very clearly.
Oh, that's pretty much it. I think it's 2 F's.
Maybe other females aren't simple. You have never questioned what I have asked for or wanted. You never go, "Gosh, if only she'd tell me." You are giving it so much.
No, because every day when I'm doing stuff,
wife wants a whole new house. So yeah,
I offered Rachel a new house in my defense, which comes with a new kitchen and everything your little heart desired.
It's just in Croswell, which smells like a fart in the face.
When the wind's coming from the east and it's westerly prevailing winds.
When you drive through the town,
drive a different route.
When you
had a brand new house offered to you that I wasn't going to build, so
I
it would
also
actually
had a
get
kitchen
done.
offered to me. I actually had.
I had it
done.
done.
The guy now. Done.
I hired the guy,
and then
I hired the guy, and then Rachel said, "Just time out." And
he's
then
a big talker. I say if he's talking,
Facebook
he's lying.
Marketplace hit.
He's a liar.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not a liar. I am very
tall tales.
Honest.
He stretches truths.
No, I don't. I pride myself on my truth.
Well, not to others. To me, you do.
Well, to you, I speak in circles. It's circle speak.
She just keeps nagging. You know what?
What did one of our kids? Oh,
it's not nagging. It's letting you know what to make her happy. She's a simple woman.
So one of these. So our kids. This is a thing that has grown exponentially. So for spring break in our town, and we've talked about this before, a lot of kids from our high school will go to 1 or 2 destinations. So my oldest boy, My oldest boy, Joe, he just graduated from college. And this kid, I have to give it to him. He's super smart and good looking. He looks a lot like me. And he says, "Hey, Dad, instead of going to Florida, could we go on a hunting trip?"
And I'm like,
absolutely. Yes, we can go on a hunting trip instead of spring break in Florida. Like, my gosh, my kid's a genius. So me and Joe went out to Montana in the fall. We went mule deer hunting. It was a lot of fun. We had a riot. And I'm like, I got 3 boys and 1 girl. So then Megan, my daughter, she's the next one. So she's like, I want to go to Hawaii. So Rachel and Megan go to Hawaii.
I went to Hawaii.
And I'm like, all right, that costs a little more than our hunting trip, but I got 2 more boys. So that means 2 more hunting trips. Well, then Nate, my boy who's graduating this year, he says, I want to go to Italy and eat food. And I'm like, oh, well, what? Like, no, what? We're going hunting, Nate. Nate's like, no, I want to go to Italy and eat food. So Rachel and Nate went to Italy, Croatia, Montenegro, all the other countries, Slovenia, all the other countries in Italy that they went to that I didn't know were cities or states or countries.
Yeah, JPF had to school you.
I could care less. I don't know. Italy. I don't care. I loved that Rachel got to go because she's always wanted to do that, and that she got to go with Nate. And I had way more fun seeing their pictures and their stories on Facebook and following it, seeing what they were getting to do than I would have ever had being there. I would have ruined the trip. I wouldn't have had fun. I would have hated every minute of it. I don't care about that stuff. I don't care to see the Coliseum or an old rotten building or some stones or any of that. I just don't care. I would have liked some of the food. I asked them to bring me some to-go bags. They didn't. But I was glad they got to do that. And then my last son, he wanted to do a hunting trip. So I was like, sweet. Like, what do you want to do? Moose hunting in Iceland? Sweden? I'm like, bro, you got the wrong dad for that. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not in the budget at all, ever. Unless somebody wants hardworking man to come moose hunting in Sweden.
Somebody told me, the guy that I met from Slovenia that's the typhoon, he said, there's no moose in Sweden.
See, so that's got to be real expensive then to try to find one.
Yeah, that's why it's so expensive. Jason wants to know if you have any new auction finds. And I don't think, do you really?
I got to bring some stuff to the auction.
I don't think you bought anything from an auction.
What have I bought lately off Marketplace? What's the last thing? I bought that Echo chainsaw. I got an Echo CS5000. It's a 50cc pro grade Echo saw I bought for $60 off Marketplace. The last thing I bought off an auction was, I'm trying not to go on there because I can't control myself.
Sweden.
It's like an online crack rock. If you see it, you'll grab it. So I just try not to look at it.
Nicholas, you're watching us up in your airplane? So you have the Wi-Fi going?
So do you live in Colorado or Michigan or neither? Because I love Colorado, except for the fact that it's turning into California.
My cousin lives in Parker, just outside of Denver.
Colorado, Joe Rogan was talking about this the other day, that they're going to wreck that state because they now have imported wolves into Yellowstone to just devour these elk and all of these animals that have never been afraid of it because they've been protected. And wolves are pretty, so they brought them in, and they're devouring farmers' cattle and but they're beautiful animal, right? Like, there's a reason that they were hunted to almost extinction. It wasn't because they were such a great tasting animal. It's because they're a complete menace, and they're going to absolutely obliterate. Up in the Upper Peninsula where my dad and my uncles hunt, they see more wolves than deer now. It's not even worth going up there to go hunting. It's insanity. The wolves are not a good thing, people.
Brian got a free wood chipper on the side of the road yesterday.
I'm telling you what, I got a 100-pound propane tank the other day. Rachel's mad. She's like, "Why'd you get that?" I'm like, "It was free."
Yeah, but lady, if you look at my driveway,
no, it's not in the driveway. It's put away, stored for next time I need it.
I have a 2.5 stall garage. I cannot park in it.
It's not winter. It's spring.
I can barely park in the one spot in front of the garage door because the other one
pole barn
is full of. I'm assuming it's steel you're going to take to the dump. I don't otherwise know why it's all there.
That's all on the driveway is going to the scrapyard. That's money in the bank. Boom.
It's been there a while.
Yeah, because my truck's all broke down. I'm not going to take it there in your car.
Nicholas lives in Grand Rapids.
See, we're from over there between Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo, Wayland,
I grew
Byron
up
Center,
in
Allendale.
My family still lives in Allendale. What happened to the podcast? Podcast.
Life, man. And Rachel got mad at me because I do that. I poke at her and I make her mad at me.
He
and
just
then
says
people.
a lot of fake things.
No,
and
it's
then
not
I get
really
mad
fake.
at him, and then
Honey, my perception is my
It's like our
perception. You don't
live
get to
stream
control
right
it. It is mine. If it makes you mad, then maybe
It's
you should
not
care more about
real.
what you do that makes me mad.
I just
I
ended
think we
up.
need a counselor.
I ended up being more annoyed at him than anything.
I think it's good. It's like an online counseling session.
But it's not real. That's not how we are all the time. You just act like that and just like
yeah, but
pick.
maybe I use the acting to get my real feelings out.
We're gonna.
It's not
start
really
that again.
acting. It's just me being me, and that's who I am. I'm a goof ass.
He does it around his mother all the time.
Oh, my
and
mom.
She believes him.
No, my mom
is,
knows that I'm
Mhm.
a gentle soul,
Yeah, and so then it's just annoying.
and that I live in fear of Rachel.
That's again. If he's talking, he's lying.
See how I'm winking, guys?
Dinah, how far away is Dinah from here?
Around an hour, a little over an hour.
No, it's more than that. It's like an hour and 40.
a little over an hour, and it's about the same from our property as
because
well.
this guy, I was an hour and a half showing somebody houses, and he's like, "Oh, you're right around the corner from Dinah. Can you go pick
Grab me my
something
8-way
up?"
wedge.
And I was like, "Okay, well, it was 45 minutes from where I was. That's not around the corner. That's an extra hour and a half.
Right down the street.
And I was like, and it's out. I mean, they're out in the middle.
You'll spend an hour and a
nowhere.
half on tickety tackety.
Doesn't matter. It's not driving. They are Dinah. Literally, that's the smallest town that they're in. There's nothing around them for
A
lunch
gas
for a
station,
while.
and I mean, there's a gas station.
I mean, they've got a really sweet shop for where
it's
they are.
nuts. Lasers,
Yeah, they've got
like sweet stuff.
a huge, like it's huge. It's nice, but it's out in the middle of nowhere. Syrup.
Is he shipping syrup? We got some syrup this year, but not as much.
Freaking Jeep joined.
Hey, John. John knows. John's on my side. If me
Yeah,
and John
well,
lived together, me and John would
John
be
is
hanging
on your
out
side.
every single day.
Sarah's
we would
on
be
my
getting.
side.
Yeah, you and Sarah could hang out, and me and John would hang
Mhm.
out, and me and John would be coming home with sweet auction deals and projects. And he just got another new old splitter that he's gonna have to make work.
He needs a refill.
I know it's empty. I do.
Mine's empty too, but I don't have anything. Oh, I do.
Hey,
I
you
have
got
carbless.
carbless. You want me to get you one? See, I
I'll go
cater
get
to
it.
my lady.
I'll go. You want me to get your drink?
I don't know if I have it. You might have to put. We're out of diet
Do you just
Pepsi,
want a
I think.
carbless too?
Yeah, I'll take a carbless too. A pineapple, please. See, I do take care of her. Pineapple. Well, mix it with. No, that's sugar-free pineapple.
What are you talking about? It's just a carbless.
I know I was going to tell you to mix it with some pineapple juice, but the sugar-free pineapple juice, and Dick says to stay away from that stuff.
It's good.
Oh, let's see. See, now this is what.
Now you
Oh,
better-
we will be, Jason. We're gonna. I think we're gonna make it to at least one of the Dinah demo days. That's a good time.
Yeah, come
if-
on out. Join us.
If you guys can make it, if anyone can make it to that, like it's fun. They have the Vortex chippers, which I'm trying to get on the channel because I have a mountain of brush, and I'm not a tree service guy. You guys know that, but I learned this channel. I love having a channel. I've said it a million times. I learn more from having a channel, even though a big purpose of my channel is to help people learn and learn from my mistakes, learn from stuff I've learn from people I've learned from. But I learn more having a channel than I ever could have imagined, like how to weld for one. I wouldn't be near where I'm at as a welder, which you guys don't know where I'm at because my last welding wasn't on a video, without the channel. But like going to Dinah days, and Dinah teamed up with Vortex, and I learned about the history of the company Bandit. I learned about the differences in a drum chipper or there's another kind of chipper. What's the other chipper? Drum or disc, I think. And the Vortex chipper is like a combination of the drum and the disc chipper. So it's the best of both worlds. And no one even knows what it is because it's a new thing that Vortex, the owner of Vortex, created. And so the Vortex is drum and disc. So it's the drum to chip it and the disc throws it. And it's in our
Hobbies.
Dinah Days video. But I'm like, no one knows about these. Like I'm in some tree service groups and whatnot and Facebook, and people vortex never comes up, just like all would never used to come up in log splitter conversations. And now it does because social media and YouTube and everything gets these things out there. But anyway, I got a mountain of brush. I'm like, bring a vortex over. We'll do a video. It'll show people. It'll showcase it. It'll get rid of my brush. Because we got a 3-point Wallenstein, and it's a big one, BX62, 6 inch. It's supposed to take. It's chuck and duck. We've done it before. It's dangerous. It'll about knock you out cold. It grabs that tree or branch, and it'll put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Rachel loves it.
He
She
didn't
loves
tell
danger.
me it was going to do that until I start loading them in, and I'm like getting beat to hell with these.
BW, if I don't know if you're being serious or not, but I will share what I've learned about welding, and I've come so far, and
I don't know if you're
literally,
being serious.
no, literally in 3 welding projects with that our captain, which costs far less than my Hobart. I think having 220 or 240, whatever you want to call it, is a big, huge plus. And like having the right power settings, which I don't read directions. I don't do any of that. So he's obviously making fun of me. He's probably a real life welder. And I probably knew this and I probably forgot, but I'll you know what? I'm going to weld something and then I'm going to just beat it until it breaks and it won't break.
Now they're coming hard. After the welding video, could you teach him how to tune a chainsaw?
I'm going to teach Kenny how to fell a tree also, folks. I'm learning all this stuff. I'm not afraid to say I didn't know how to do it. No one taught me this. My first chainsaw was a Craftsman from a garage sale, and I blew it up cutting down shrubs. And my second chainsaw was a Steel 028 Pro that I bought for $3 at a garage sale that didn't even have the paint wore off the bar. So I'm an expert.
Brian has a welding project for you.
Listen, I'm an expert husband, father, tree feller, firewood guy, welder, bullshitter.
I was going to say, when are you going to say bullshit?
It's down the list. I do it all. Whatever you guys need help with, I'm here to help. Even if I don't know how to do it, I'll figure out how to do it.
Jason said he's thinking about coming to the Dyna Days.
Dyna Days was fun. I got second place in a splitter in a processor race.
I mean, it's not like a...
And I would have won.
It's not a show. If you're expecting it to be like a big show.
No, so it's like
it's
like these little kids running mini excavators and stacking tires when I couldn't even dig a hole, and running processors, and you just see the stuff Dyna has to offer, and they give you dinner, they have raffles. Nothing
food.
Costs money, everything's free.
Yes.
But
it's not like there's not like other people there, like vendors and all that. It's not like a big show.
Yeah, it's just Dyna, but it's cool. It was fun.
We enjoyed it.
You get to know some of the people behind the company, which I think is important with Firewood. Like I tell these when I work with a company, or at Boonville, we did our interviews with Firewood log splitter, commercial log splitter company owners. We wanted to interview people because if you know who's behind the product, I feel like that's as important as the product, because you know that person, where they came from.
Make you want to buy it or not want to buy it.
And you know how they're going to take care of you. Like Bobby from Allwood, or Andrew from Easton Made, or Chris from Wolf Ridge. Like you learn where these guys started and how they got to where they are. Steve from sawsuppliers.com that I work with, him and his wife started in a one-stall garage, like selling stuff. And, they have like a tractor supply company type store in Wisconsin, and sawsupplier.com is their online presence. And when I was talking to him because I reached out to Joe from Okie Woodsman, because he worked with him, and he was the only person I'd ever seen working with him. And that's because he was the first person ever working with him. So I reached out to Joe to see if he would mind if I reached out to him, because I was looking for a good Echo dealer and I wanted an Echo contact. So he's like, nope, absolutely. Gave me the contact information, told Steve I was going to call. I called and I talked to Steve for 3 or 4 hours that first night.
You did.
And while I'm talking to Steve, he's talking to his wife. This is 9-10 o'clock at night, who his wife is there unloading the semi truck and inventory and stuff off the truck. Like, I'm like, I'd rather, even if it does cost a couple more dollars, I'd rather buy something from Steve
I mean,
and his
they have
wife.
free shipping. Who
It's
does
free
that
shipping on any
anymore?
order, no minimum order.
Yeah, who even does that?
But I'd rather buy something from them than Amazon and give Bezos money for his fake rocket ship to launch into not space with actors and actresses and singers on it. Like if I'm going to launch
night,
something into space,
Jason.
I'm going to launch it myself. I don't need Jeff to launch it for me.
Tell Kenny I said hi. And Chris.
Tell Kenny get to work. Yeah, Russ is now working with saw suppliers. I will say use the code HWM10. It's shorter and easier to remember than Russ's code. That's stricken from this live stream. It'll give you 10% off any saw, any like I believe weed whip or blower, like any of the big equipment. But he can't give you 10% off everything because with free shipping, his margins are so low. Like I did a promotion with him with those Echo handheld blowers for breast cancer awareness, and Steve was literally losing money on every single one that he sold. So no, Willie 10 is not allowed. HWM 10. Willie 10 will add 10% to the cost of your saw. Look, Rachel's gonna watch. Boom, it's gone. We're Russ. Rachel blocked you out.
Who left a comment?
Oh, Robert did it. We're gonna have to block Robert now.
I can just delete the comment.
Look at now you're gone.
Fools.
Quit spamming us.
Okie 10.
Okie 10. Okay, you can do like no. Okie 10 can be because I was behind Joe. See, there's a pecking order.
Who's 902 hand?
Okie 10. So if you, and I said that in my videos, I'm like, if you have ever seen anything about saw suppliers or heard of it from Joe, please, by all means, use his code, not mine. Like, I don't want to take any, I don't do this to get rich. I do this to help people. Rachel she'll delete your comments, Robert and Russ. All in good fun. But,
I'll block you on Facebook too, apparently.
Oh yeah, she blocked somebody on Facebook. I know we don't even know why. And then they messaged me, and I don't even know.
They screenshot the fact that I blocked.
Yeah, and sent it to me because they were mad. I'm like, look
like,
at, like Rachel's on the channel. She's one of us. She hangs out, talks to everyone. But if she wants to block you on her personal page for whatever reason,
there is a reason. I don't know.
And it don't even need to be. She doesn't.
I don't need a reason.
She has hundreds of friend requests. She can't take every. Our personal pages.
Access to my personal. Facebook.
Our personal pages are our personal pages. It's about our. We don't post much, but when we do, it's about our kids or about our life.
I don't know, for whatever reason. I don't know why I blocked. I don't even know who it is, to be honest. But then to send a screenshot and say your wife blocked me.
Yeah, Jeremiah, your wife very well might drink carbless because of Rachel. I don't know if you ever gave. That was before carbless. I think
she found. Yeah, they're not easy to find. Which is
but they're good. I think they're getting more popular. But
yeah, I won't ever apologize for blocking you. Sorry.
Russ is like a bad penny. He keeps coming back. Russ, I told you this, and I'll tell you again.
Sounds mean.
Cut Big Rich loose, and just put a mic on him and a camera, and
now
make
Tim
a TikTok.
Deleting his own comments.
Yeah, Tim just deleted his own comment. So you put Big Rich. Big Rich was asking Rachel out on dates this last weekend, trying to get her to go. Oh, he's hilarious. The kid's a riot. Just cut him loose and mic him up, and then take those clips and make TikToks. However that's done, the kid will be a superstar. Just tell him don't forget about Dad and hardworking man.
You just gotta have him mic'd up like they mic up athletes. Just
don't script him. You can't script Rich. Just let Rich go. Just get an Insta 360 helmet that records everything. Mic him up and send him out, and just tell him, "Have at it, Big Rich. Let's go." And just ride the wave.
Enjoyed him. He was fun. Well, thanks, Mike. And
Greg, I was editing that stump digging video all day, and I was tired. Like, I'd rather be doing firewood. I thought my lady would edit it. I was
John says you passed your test on how to work that backhoe after all that practice.
Thank you. I got way better at it. That's another reason. That is. John, you're like, and not just because you're super, super old. Like, you remind me of my dad. And like, I look up to you, and I've learned a ton from you. I know you always say you're dumb and this and that.
John.
Like,
that's good.
John, I respect you, and I respect everything you've done, like that I've learned from. And I don't get to watch all your videos because you put out 1 million of them. But I do like that. And John, I'll say it because I know you love it. he has a cup, so it's got to be true. He's got the fastest wood splitter on YouTube.
Yeah, we made him a cup, didn't we?
James, listen here. The kitchen was scheduled to be done, but these dang gone tariffs, the tariffs have shut that project down completely because I bought a truck and the truck broke and the parts come from Canada and now Trump is tariffing you. We're stuck with no kitchen still, James. It's the tariffs. John says just send money. John, you got the money. You're supposed to send the money to me.
We actually did. Joe has a point. We started the kitchen before Trump was inaugurated. Before he was even voted in.
Joe, before
the election, that kitchen was started. He said,
listen here.
That ain't gonna be done before I come home from school. And I said, nothing changed. I said, yes. He actually paid.
So this is my son. He just graduated from college, and I'm just now breaking the news to him because he's running his mouth that he's gonna be paying rent starting next week. So the rent fee is going to be how much I need to finish that kitchen. So then you'll have a nice kitchen in the house you're renting from. Sweet.
No, the problem is, Dad.
Why don't you come sit on this live and you can come.
This is what happened.
Team up on me with
really with the kitchen. It was in November. We had him come take the wall out. We were super excited. We had a live stream.
I had money. Like, I literally had the money put aside.
And then I said, well, I don't really want my kitchen under construction during Thanksgiving and Christmas because we don't go anywhere. We're here. So it was important to me to have Thanksgiving.
I was going to build her a spare kitchen, but she said nope.
And then he spent all the money for the kitchen because I delayed. Because it's my fault. I delayed. I should have known he wasn't responsible.
But what is
to hold the money?
Part of that money was spent on what? It's still not completed. Don't give me that look.
I'm like, on what?
The mud room.
That he got distracted by and spent money on.
I thought I had this idea. I had this.
I don't know where it went.
Russ, some of it did. I'm breaking it down right now, so it's recorded.
A truck?
Look, I'm breaking it down. So the mud room, because Rachel, she claims it's her idea. You know, like when a guy comes up with a brilliant idea.
No, Ken, we don't have.
And you have ADHD and you get distracted easily, and then your wife tells you that it was her idea before, and now you think it's. So I'm like, we should build a mudroom while we're doing all this. So I paid the guy to build a mudroom. So that was a couple grand there with supplies and labor and all that. Now we have a mudroom that's partly finished. Not
even close to finished.
I said partly finished. Don't interrupt. I'm telling my story.
That you screwed up with the wrong size door.
No, you were supposed to order the door. This is what happens when you let me order things. I thought it'd be cool. And if it's either way, regardless, we have a mudroom that's not finished yet, but it's going to be cool when it is.
Did, James? You
and then, oh, I forgot what I was saying.
Where the money ADHD went.
Oh, yeah. Then Rachel and Nate, they went on this extravagant worldwide tour all across the world. They flew 7 flights, 8 flights, 9 flights. They left jackets there for other people to wear, sunglasses. They left it all behind to help those.
Axes.
There was in Montenegro, there was a steel dealership.
A couple of them.
So I send Rachel on this all expenses paid trip. I say, do whatever your little heart desires. Just don't worry about the money. Mm-hmm. We'll figure it out later. Here's a credit card. Yeah. It's got a $500 limit on it. You can go all the way to the top. I don't care. No expense.
Max it out. He said, don't worry about it.
But then she's in Montenegro. And I know these other countries that don't care about our environment like the fake Americans do that say get electric cars and Teslas. And then they burn Teslas and then they buy SUVs and sell their Teslas. So they really didn't care about. Anyways, I digress. I'm not going to get into politics. But anyways, she's like, there's a steel dealership in Montenegro. I said, just go in there and buy their sweetest saw that I can't get in America. And you know what I got when she came home? Nothing. I think I got yelled at because I picked them up wrong at the airport.
You didn't get yelled at all. I didn't. I was driving on the bus. I wasn't out shopping.
Tell them, stop the damn bus. Stop the bus.
The guy didn't speak English.
Everyone knows stop. No. Stop the bus. And you go buy a chainsaw and you come back on. And once you have a chainsaw, they're going to do whatever you say.
I guess.
But anyway, so then I still had money left for the kitchen. And then a 2001 Chevy Silverado. It's a Duramax dually. It's a long box crew cab. It's got an HD stainless steel plow. 4 years old. 160,000 miles. Original owner.
That plow?
All winter. You didn't notice how clear our driveway was because it was done.
Maybe twice.
You thought the snow fairy came and took the snow away. It was me with my truck. So then you can't.
You put a lot of money into that truck.
$6,400. I had to buy it. So I raced to the bank. I got that truck. I got it home. Now I'm going to sell my 2012 with a blown head gasket. And I'm going to get more than the 6,400 I bought the one for. I'm still telling my story.
He talks like he believes that this is real.
Because it's true.
Anyone believe him?
It's true. Don't. And then, unbeknownst to anyone in this world, a 2001 Allison transmission with 160,000 miles on it, that is one of the most solid transmissions in the world, just said, I quit. And boom, transmission gone. So now I got to put a trans in that truck, head gas, this, that, whatever. Russ has got rims blowing apart. We got log splitters falling from the heavens. And now the truck is in the shop getting a trans put in. The 2012, the gooseneck trailer is going to get sold. All this stuff's going to happen.
This is why we don't podcast, because this is what he does.
I tell the truth. You can't handle the truth when it's recorded.
Russ knows you don't sell things.
I sold a dump trailer and I sold a lawnmower. I still have a four-wheeler to sell, a brush chipper, a gooseneck trailer, a truck, some Kubota tractors.
Can someone invite Heath to their house for like a weekend? And then I'm going to go
Robert,
live.
Everything I say has some truth inside of it.
I'm going to go live and I'm going to just walk around and say, who wants this? And I'm going to
John, it's not that 10-speed trans. That one isn't good. And Chris from In the Woodyard just bought one, and I broke his little heart telling him that was the worst trans ever made. 902
Hand says, sounds like a sweet truck, but I'm thinking I'd rather eat in a kitchen. And actually, it's not a sweet truck. He just really sold it. It's a hunk of junk.
No, it's not. It's a nice truck. It's a classic.
I will auction it off. Don't you worry.
No, you can auction off the 2012. You ain't touching my L1 Silverado.
I'm going to run a live auction.
It's got tornadoes.
Block him.
It's got tornadoes under the hood.
I'm going to have to use my blocking powers and block him. And he's going to be having the time somewhere else. Come home and
listen. If I die, you can have an auction, but make sure you get good value for my stuff. I'm going to need some good trusted people to tell her what this stuff's really worth.
Well, my buddy Hunter is going to be here. Maybe he knows what stuff's worth.
Yeah, I'll be dead. He'll be doing the kitchen and selling all my stuff. I hope you're a real nice guy, Hunter.
What did Chris buy for a truck? Oh, we didn't see it, but they were riding home in it. What did he say he got?
I wouldn't say it, but I know he said it. So it's like it's a Silverado 2500, the gasser. But I don't know. And I don't know if it has the 10-speed trans in it, but I do know. Yeah, Tim, I talk fast. Like
he can't keep up. This is our everyday. Throwing 4 kids and good luck.
Yeah, and then I still managed to be amazing.
These were our truck rides. Of it. And then the whole, would 100 gorillas or a man?
Oh, yes.
100 men or one silverback gorilla
Listen, this is a big debate. We got 2 debates. No, there's 2 debates. And
I had to get out of the car when the kids were incessant. So the one, I couldn't even hear their
The one is a pretty big debate, and it's nationwide right now. It is. One mature silverback gorilla or 100 average men in a fight. We don't know
where it's going either, Ken.
So 100 average men. Your average men isn't me. I'm a monster.
Average men?
Average man isn't me. I'm a monster. I'm 220, 6 foot tall, strong as an ox.
A beast.
An average man, I think so I have kids that are very analytical. And they said an average man is about 150 pounds. We're talking worldwide average. Americans, we're big. So average man is around 150 pounds, probably not very athletic. So you got that versus one mature silverback gorilla. My money's on the gorilla. I got some kids in my house that think the men will destroy that gorilla. 100 men
versus one silverback gorilla.
What are you going to do? That gorilla is just going to swat you. They can crush coconuts with their hands. They have the punch force of 10 professional boxers. 10 Mike Tysons. That's death in one blow. They can bite your skull into pieces.
Listen, for all of your arguments, there was the people with the other side.
And then
too much.
I
don't want to have this debate.
I said, listen, they
can rip arms off.
Yes, they will take an arm off and beat everyone else to death with it. So I told my kids,
how many men's arms are they going to rip off before they can't anymore?
My kids are like, they'll get tired. I said, it doesn't matter if they get tired. What are you going to do to him? When he's tired,
you'd have to
choke him. You can't reach around his neck. He don't have a neck. What, you going to cover his mouth that he's going to bite your hand off with his gorilla teeth? And then I said, that would be like me fighting 100 mice. And one of my kids is like,
100 men would outsmart the gorilla.
The average man? Do you know how dumb we are? We're not smart,
says
Brian.
He would win in a room full of 100 chickens.
So I said 100. It would be like me versus 100 mice, and my son said no, more like versus 100 chickens, and they'd kill you. I said I
think
go
100
buy.
mice would eat you alive.
I said go buy 100. No, because you stomp their heads.
Can you picture?
You get 100 chickens. You get 100 chickens. And I said you can afford 100 chickens. You get 100 chickens, put them in the room. I'm coming out of that battle. And then egg prices are going up, and everyone's going to be mad at me because now it's $14 a dozen.
They could be roosters. It doesn't mean that they're hens that are.
I'll take on 100 roosters. I ain't scared. What are they going to do?
I don't think you could.
Knock me down and peck my eyeballs out?
Yeah. I think 100 mice would take you apart. I don't think you'd win that.
Have you ever stomped a mouse? I've stomped whole families of mice before. No, they won't.
100 bees could kill you.
I'd rather fight 100 mice or chickens than 100. Turkeys are different. Turkeys can fight. My brother fought a turkey once. It's a long story. Oh, yeah, no more animal battles here.
Okay, you lost like 30 people after this.
I know, because they're going to buy chickens to put in a battle for me. And here comes PETA, Tim says. Tim, I know where you stand. PETA ain't coming.
Oh, they're just playing. Oh, I guess John's offering something.
What did he have? A 454? Like a gun? Or a saw?
I don't know what 454 means. Oh, you want to buy his truck? A 97, 126,000 dually 4x4. Yeah, he probably would buy
I would,
truck.
but the gassers, I'm stuck on diesel because like we just drove our van down to Ohio and we get like when we're towing, it's like 6-7 miles a gallon with the gasser. But your truck's nice. Your truck's clean, and I know you wouldn't really sell it because you're like me and we don't like to sell stuff.
Not gonna say you're a hoarder. You're just a collector of all things. Your sister just posted something that her and her husband are sentimental, is what they call it. It's called hoarder, not sentimental.
So listen.
Not collector.
I have made big steps.
It's called thinking that like you're gonna run out of the ability to purchase these things. So you keep a lot of junk.
Bruce, that's what I think.
Just in case.
But so I've made a big step in my non-hoarding, and I now throw boxes away.
Even if it's a nice box.
Even if it's a nice box.
Even if it's a nice one.
A nice Milwaukee box that I might need someday, I'll just put it right in the trash. With it hurts a little, but I'll do it. I'll put it in the trash. And then I don't have it anymore. And I hope I never need it. And I think I still have some in the basement I should add to the pile.
Probably. Yeah.
Rob's going to bed. Good night.
Good night, Rob. Someone asked if we have a job we got to get up for in the morning.
So I don't.
No, I don't.
I mean, I do have a job. I have tomorrow off. My days off rotate, so I don't get weekends off like a normal human. I might get Monday, Tuesday off. I might get Thursday, Friday, Saturday off. I might get my days. I'm not a normal human, and I don't have a normal job, and I don't have a normal schedule. My princess, my queen here, she works every day, but doesn't work any day. If that makes sense, right?
Right. I work 24 hours a day, but not.
But she doesn't ever. Yeah, she's a realtor, so she works when she has to. Usually, her biggest time-consuming deals, counseling of people, clients, always tend to happen when we're on vacation.
Yeah.
Like we'll be on vacation where we're like, we're gonna just power down, relax.
And the whole ride down, I'm on the phone. Yes. The whole time I'm there, I'm putting out fires.
Like what would have probably been one of the most memorable and best vacations ever when we went down to Missouri for a week-long baseball tournament, Ballparks of America. And I said, let's camp because it's a family bonding experience. So we were camping and it was amazing. It was 120 degrees in the day, 100 degrees at night. And the camping was amazing. Sweltering to death in the tent is a memory you'll never forget. The car breaking down while we're down there and us being stranded. All of these great things happened at once. And Rachel missed out on all of it because she was dealing with nightmare clients in a real estate deal. So she didn't get to enjoy me coming from the camp showers fully clothed in full cold water, dripping, walking like a sloth, buying campfire wood to not burn because it was too hot. She missed out on all of these joys of life.
Mike is laid off until the middle of August.
I in less than 5 years will be laid off for the rest of my life. So that's cool.
You'd
Dick,
be
good
like
night.
freaking Jeep.
Got to get them
Dick.
lawns mowed. Get that money.
Yeah, tell Jose I said, hola.
Titas grandes. Haha, we learned some Spanish. Zachary, hello, welcome.
Hello. Scott,
we were sitting on the couch watching the
Unplanned.
latest Hardworking Man episode. That was awesome. And Rachel goes, "Do you want to go live?" And I'm like, "Let's do it." So we did it. We haven't been scheduling lives because we've
I
been
forgot
so
to say
busy.
hi to you, Jesse. Hello. Now I see you again. He's shoeing horses.
So he's a
tomorrow.
farrier. A lot of people wouldn't know that that's what that is, but it's not an easy job for sure.
No, I wouldn't want your
And it's
job.
a very specialized job. Oh yeah. Tell Jose we learned titas grandes. He'll know. Yeah. You Googled it.
I had to because you wanted to know. Clarence Dobson has been laid out for almost 30 years.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. And I like now I work more on my days off than I do on the days I work. And once I'm laid off for the rest of my life, I'll probably work harder than I ever did. My dad was the same way. He was a diesel mechanic for Freightliner at Grand Rapids for over 50 years. And then he retired and he was busier than he'd ever been until now because the dementia got him and he's trying to catch frogs in the window at night and there's no frogs to catch. But he doesn't know. He's going to get the damn frogs.
It was on the phone. No one knows.
There could have been frogs out there.
Could have been. You're assuming.
And they were cold.
You don't know.
I mean, it's not anything to laugh about, but life is what it is, man. We all get a day and you don't know what's going to happen. And there's no sense stressing over the stuff you can't control, right? So.
No, you wouldn't know what a farrier is unless you had a need for one, probably, Justin.
I don't have a need for one. I ain't got a horse.
No, but my sister has had horses, and
my
your
friend
uncles
has a big
had
giant
horses.
Horse farm.
Yes. They don't ever talk about their farriers, though.
No, but I know just about everything. I work for the government. We know it all. John, I know that you are going to be up probably till 3 or 4 in the morning doing stuff, and then you'll go to bed, and then you'll get up and you'll do it again.
Okay, he wakes up at like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
you
for
guys should talk.
No reason at all. And then I can't go do stuff because I don't want to wake up Rachel from her beauty sleep.
Brian goes to work for a break.
Yeah,
he goes
that's what I'm saying.
From me.
I used to go to work and it was like stressful because I work in law enforcement. And when you're new or the first, until you learn and figure it out, like the mental side of law enforcement can tire you down. Like James, I'm gonna have to tell you in private, but I do know. And who's that one guy from the mob boss guy that no one knows where he is?
Al Capone?
Yeah, I know where he's at.
Where he's buried?
I got him.
He died. He did.
But
what did he?
See, I don't remember what I was just saying 12 seconds ago, but I know everything else. Anyways, the Conveyor.
Jimmy Hoffa, not Al Capone.
Yeah, Jimmy Hoffa.
Isn't he buried in Michigan, supposedly? Detroit?
I can't tell you that, but I know. He's by Al Capone. Maybe not.
What about the aliens? I don't know. Why don't you take a road trip, James?
What aliens? They quit coming ever since the tariffs. They can't afford their landing fees because they're high for the aliens.
Good night, Ken. Thanks for joining us.
John, I know she was. That's how she met you, I believe, right? You told us the story before.
She like pulled him over.
No, he was like missing persons because John's like me and he went somewhere and he forgot or something.
Forgot to tell anybody.
No, I remember this. I think he was in an accident too. John was in a real bad accident, but he's a fighter.
Did he just say what's his latest video said something about an accident? Is that real?
I don't know. Oh man, Tim, we could have a rodeo at your house.
He knows farriers for sure. Look at all those hooves.
We could have a rodeo at Tim's house. My friend has mini horses, and I've been trying to get to ride one in like rodeo loop stuff forever. But he said his mini horses are dumb. Well, he has goats and dogs and hundreds of horses because they do.
My sister
They do riding for mentally handicapped people as like a therapy. My buddy does. I mowed. That's where some of the mower videos were done with the big hills and mower races and all that stuff.
My sister has donkeys and goats.
Donkeys, people don't know this. Donkeys are legit. You know why people get donkeys? Because they'll beat coyotes down if they try to come get their animals.
My sister lives in New Mexico, and she had issues with the neighbor's dog. And I don't know what breed of dog it is, but it got over their fence and attacked and then ended up killing quite a few of her goats. And I don't know if it got a donkey or not.
Oh, it got your sister's donkey?
Yeah.
It was a chupacabra.
No, it was the neighbor's dog.
Yeah, but they're also known as chupacabras.
And then it took a while. Like a couple of them just had like the injuries were so severe that they ended up having like infections and dying, which is sad because those are her babies.
James, that means I might live forever because Rachel calls me a jackass all the time.
I do not ever call you that.
Why would I make this up?
The smell. Maybe that's why I didn't like being in the Renson when we were there for the state wrestling. I was like, I don't like this place. I don't ever want to come back here. They think Hoffa's in the cement of the Renson.
A lot of people think Hoffa's in cement somewhere.
But you know what? I didn't like that Renson.
Alan, right now we're drinking carblesses. I had a Jim Beam Black 7-year in Diet Pepsi, and Rachel had a vodka with pineapple juice and orange juice. Mm-hmm. And then we switched over to the carbless pineapples. That's how I stay lean. And
I just don't have any more.
If I was drinking not carbless, my pants would fit even less.
Yeah, I'm shocked that the donkeys didn't take that dog out. Plus, she had a Great Pyrenees, and that should have scared the neighbor's dog away.
Hold up. So James said, did anyone else see Andrew Easton get compared to a pair of socks today? I did not.
What is the comparison?
I would say if they're Camel City Mill socks, that would be probably accurate because they are my favorite socks, and Andrew is one of my favorite people. I love hanging out with Andrew. He is my favorite Andrew
that I've ever met.
He is my favorite Andrew.
Yeah, I'm not.
No offense if there's any other Andrews in here. Andrew and Stacy, the whole team, the kids.
My favorite Jeremy. My favorite Jerry with a G.
Who James? What channel? What was it? Because
they were Camel socks.
Camel City Mill socks. They're the best socks ever.
Except these are just like Andrew. They don't make you sweat.
I mean, this isn't a plug, but it's a plug. Camel City Mill socks. Like I said, I promote products I believe in. I own thousands of dollars worth of wool socks. I almost will not wear cotton socks anymore unless maybe I'm golfing because I don't have a good pair of Camel City Mill golf socks. But those socks are legit. And just like Saw Suppliers, code HWM10 will get you 10% off. But I don't care if you use my code or not, buy a pair of Camel City Mill socks, whether they're the 4-inch short socks, the crew socks, the boot socks. They're expensive. They're $25-ish a pair, depending on what you get. It's a 10-year warranty. I've never had to warranty a pair yet. It is all I wear. Unless it's an emergency, I'll put on one of my other pairs of Lorpin or Darn Tough or whatever other ones work. I got all kinds of them, and I literally might as well give them away because I never want to wear them. They are freaking amazing. I don't know how they make them. They stay up. They keep your feet comfortable. They don't get soggy, slimy like some of my other ones. That your feet don't get as cold. Like they're literally just buy a pair. Use my code or don't. I don't care. Buy a pair. You're welcome, and it's all you want to wear. If they made underwear, I'd wear those too. Like they're pure fire. They're amazing.
I wear them for outside to keep my feet warm. I wear them if I'm going to go on a walk and don't want my feet to be sweaty. I brought them when we went to Italy, and we had just a very small carry-on, so I could rewear them without having to wash them, and they weren't stinky or anything. And that was after wearing them for 10 miles a day, and they were perfection.
I've literally put on a pair of Camel City Mill socks that I'd already worn and were in the laundry over a pair of fresh, clean socks of any other brand. And then I go wash my laundry. So I'll check that out. I used to watch Outdoors with the Morgans quite a bit.
I guess they're probably saying Andrew's good quality human, just like these
it's
are
hard to watch
socks.
A lot of channels anymore, and Mike does a good job. Yeah. I was going to actually finally, for the first time in my life, introduce myself to Mike last weekend. It
just didn't work out.
But he was always talking to somebody, and I didn't want to stand there and be, you know me, I don't want to be a burden. I'm not after anything from these people I meet, and I don't want them to think I am. Does that make sense?
Well, we don't think that other people are after something. If
No,
they
I
come say hi
don't.
to
But
us.
I'm always
He's a little shy, is what he means to
considerate
say.
of. I know that people like Mike.
You're just a little
They
shy.
got to talk to a million people, and if he's not free or whatever, I don't want to be a log in his million of people if he doesn't want to talk to me. If it's not because Andrew's like, oh yeah, he was saying you're a prick and you'll never talk to him. Like I'm like, come on, Andrew. No, he's not. I told him, I said, well, I'm sort of a big deal. I don't know if Mike knows this or not, but I don't got time for just anybody.
Oh. Anthony Musa's joining us. I don't know if that's how you say your last name or not, but from Sydney, Australia.
I'll tell you what.
Just like Alan, a fellow Aussie.
So there are some things that make me want to go to Australia and some things that don't. One thing that I've always wanted to go to Australia for is because I have heard that the women find white American men super sexy. So I'm like, I mean, the fact
I just saw a TikTok today where the ladies like Australians hate Americans.
Oh no,
and
she was
not
probably
nice to
she
Americans.
probably couldn't land a good American. So but there's that. There's all the reasons that don't make me want to go there is the gun laws and the super liberalism.
Like the snakes and the spiders and stuff.
Yeah, Rachel don't like snakes and spiders, but
Good.
I will say that some
right.
products that I've recently found from Australia are awesome. Like Archer, I have Archer chains that have been good, but Yakta.
Oh yeah,
Yakta mowers that we have.
Go to Australia to hang out with the Yakta guys.
So it's AeroQuip is the parent company. They're in Canada now as well, and going to be in the U.S. So they were actually ahead of this whole tariff thing because they were working on getting a manufacturing plant in Tennessee, I believe. But it's based out of Australia, and that Yakta mower is like, it's legit. It is. It's like the, I don't know if you can say it without getting flagged on YouTube. There was this bulldozer that was made a few years ago that's famous, and it was built like a tank, and a guy drove it around and ran over cars and different stuff. And the Yakta mowers remind me of that. It is built like none other. And their customer service, which is what, like I said, it's always the people behind the product. Their customer service, and I haven't needed it for a part, but I've called them and talked to them and chatted with them, and it's second to none.
Well, what was that show that's in Kentucky? That's like a lawn show, whatever it is. But they were like giving away.
Oh, yeah, like one of the big. So this is what I love. I love giving stuff away. Like this shirt I'm wearing right now. My son was the president of Theta Chi, his frat. And so he got to pick, all right, we do a fundraiser. So they did one for the USO. And so we sponsored it. We're on the back. 100% of the money goes straight to the USO. They sell these shirts for $15 a piece. 100% of the money straight to the USO because the sponsorships bought the shirt. So it's a big fundraiser for that. But Yakta at their whatever it was, it's like a lawn mowing, whatever, property maintenance
show. Giant expo.
And a big expo,
Kentucky.
equipment expo.
Yeah.
And we were going to try to go. But they were doing stuff I would love to do. They gave away, I believe, 2 Yakta mowers just to people there. They gave away. They would go up to people and say, we got $20. You want to keep it or double it and give it to the next person? Like, I love that. I love that stuff. I love giving stuff away. I personally bought another one of those Echo handheld blowers from sawsupplier.com, the pink ones. And I sent it straight to Jack for if we don't make it or if we make it, it's going to go in the raffle for the Hope event. I'm not rich, but some people think I'm rich. I am not rich by any means. If I was rich, my kitchen would be done. Rachel would be smiling, not in disgust, but in happiness and joy. I am really good at spending money I don't have. So if you think I'm rich and you think...
Right, if you think someone's given us all this, you're mistaken.
No, that's another thing. People are like, oh, must be nice. Everyone gives you this. I buy most of what's on my channel because I want to see if it works.
That's why you want to get auctions or Facebook Marketplace.
I want to help you guys know if stuff's worth buying, like that Samurai saw or Echo chainsaws, or like I buy probably 95% of everything I have. Not much gets given to me. If you want to give me something sweet, I mean, if it's something I believe in, I turn down hundreds of things a month easily.
Yeah.
My email is flooded.
That's very true.
Because I don't have time for it. 2, if it doesn't fit our channel, if it doesn't fit my beliefs,
we get a lot of free stuff, but none of it makes
I'm
sense.
not into that. So if I have something on my channel that I tell you over and over that I like or I love and I use all the time, like O-lights, strike hold, that Easton made grapple, all wood log splitters, like this stuff. If you see it over and over and over,
Someone was just asking
it's
about
'cause
the
it's
smokeless
legit.
fire pit, the Mike Hogs Logs, and I told them about the East Oak. I was like, we use our East Oak all
we
the
use
time.
it all the time, and
We
like
love it.
it's stainless steel. It's way cheaper than like your Brio or your Solo stove. But there's one thing. So when I bought it, or when I got it, because they sent that to us, when I got it, they didn't. There's a stainless steel cover you can get for it, and I highly recommend getting that cover, no matter what kind you have.
Yeah, if you get any
Because if
smokeless fire pit, get a cover.
If you have the ashes in there, there's all different ways to clean them out. But if you don't clean it out instantly, and for some reason in Michigan, every time I have a fire, it rains that night, then the ash gets wet and soggy, and ash is very corrosive. So that East Oak, even though it's stainless steel, the ashtray in the bottom is stainless steel. The little ring that goes around underneath the ashtray is not stainless steel, and that rusted out. And I'm like, why make the whole thing stainless steel except that piece? So that's I'll be honest with you guys. I don't care. I got nothing to gain or nothing to lose. A couple of commission dollars here or there. But anyway, I would still buy an East Oak over these other ones. My brother-in-law and sister were going to buy a Solo stove, like the full setup. They were going to spend a few grand on all the stuff. And I told them about East Oak, and they got it, and they absolutely love it. But it's not perfect. But if that cover was on there, and if I maintained it correctly, it probably wouldn't be an issue. And it still works just fine. I don't know that that thing's even needed, but it did rust out because I left dirty, wet ash in there.
Well, and we have a fire pit there that we built with all the bricks and stuff in our patio, but we set that right on top of it. And the smokeless part is amazing. So you don't smell, you don't have smoke going in your eyes constantly. And if you're going to have outdoor fires, it's truly amazing.
Bruce, you ain't lying. Those Yaktas. So they reached out to me after my Husqvarna mower video, which I wasn't going to do because I tried to only do positive or educational videos. And that was a negative video. But so many other YouTubers and people are like, but that's an important story to tell,
it
to
wasn't
save
negative. It was
to
just
save
telling
other
your
people from.
poor
So
experience.
I was like, well, I can present it in a way that people can learn from my mistakes. They can, if I can save you like that power split. I've done negative videos on that because that power split kinetic log splitter, I wouldn't buy one for $200, let alone almost $3,000. So if I can save you from burning up $3,000 in a fire pit, by all means, I'm going to do it because that thing was not good. But anyways, those Yakta mowers are legit. And so they reach out to us after that video and they're like, we want to send you a mower. You're the reason we entered the zero turn lawnmower industry because of lack of customer service, lack of product support, lack of quality products. And they're like, you owe us nothing. We just don't want you to ever have to go through that ordeal again. And you'll get emails like this as a creator, like, and then they're like, well, we want this and you need to say this. And if you tell me what to say, goodbye, not interested. You know,
Indiana Doug, you just showed up, or you're just commenting for the first time?
But yeah, Rachel just interrupted me and wrecked my train of thought because she saw Doug and got all excited. Doug bought one of these shirts at Hoosier.
Yeah, so did. Well,
I didn't even know it was Indiana Doug because
Clarence Dobson got one too Saturday.
Yep, he's got one. So all the cool kids got these shirts. We only have XL and 2XL left, and we only have a couple, and they're not on our website or anything. But I know William Klein's coming to get one. I got to get a hold of him. He's going to swing by and grab one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get Heath off here soon. He's going to start telling only the cool kids.
So, Doug, I know you're a chainsaw guy, and you had some big saws at Hoosier, and you missed the Hardworking Man Chainsaw Wars, which it was all for fun, but I had a big idea for that video. What? No, she wasn't a model. I caught her and I wouldn't let her be.
No, I'm a little too short and stout for modeling, but thanks for.
Yeah, we had them, and I don't like to try to push stuff for sale. If people want it, we got our website that we got a couple things on we need to get better at. Rachel built that, but what was I saying? Oh, Indiana Doug. So he had a 3120, I think, that I'm guessing was probably ported and built up. And we had our chainsaw wars. It was just a fun little race.
If it wasn't raining, you would have had so much more fun.
Oh, yeah, because I had a big plan for that. I wanted just just for fun though, like not like the chainsaw guys that are all cutthroat and secret.
You left early if they started after you left.
Well, no, it was right at the end. It was.
Well, they were all still there.
And there wasn't supposed to be any wood left. I don't know. It wasn't what I had envisioned. But it was just for fun. Like my saws were out of tune. We had some that had been cutting all day in the dirt. We had 50 cc's racing 70 cc's. Yeah. I just wanted to do sort of brackets and just, last man standing.
He wanted brackets. He wanted it official.
Oh yeah, I wanted the Gus chainsaw, like Gus Macker, just for fun.
What is that thing that we said in October? The Saw Wars or Saw? What is that? Just the Sawfest. Sawfest.
I don't want to go to Sawfest and race those guys.
No, but I think that's what they do there.
That is, but they're legit. They're like, cutthroat. I'm just a guy having fun.
Oh, he has a ported saw collection to die for.
I'm just learning about ported. I mean, I've been learning about them. All of mine have been done by Dino Joe, and I've been super happy with all of them. They're even when they're not tuned, they were monsters. Like, but then once you tune them, that Echo 7310, that thing runs, I think, right with my Makita 7900 that's ported. Like, I don't know. Like, a lot of Firewood people are like, oh, I like to hear. Like, you won't if you're smiling so big from running that saw. Like, and you can say they cut so fast, but I want to build some saws or get saws built that are just stupid, that are like, what's his name? 765 guys. The guy the guy who sat in his truck forever. Aaron had that 661 done by Leave Nothing Stock with, I think, a 404 chain. Like, it has no business in real life to be anything, but that thing was cutting.
Had it there?
Yeah. It was the fastest saw. We had the fastest cut time on that log. No, because he was out working, doing stuff while Jenin was clowning and playing. But after that, Alan, Timber Cutter Patriot, he ran some of those ported saws. You know what he did within like a week? He got his 592 ported.
Yeah, he did.
Until you don't know what you're missing. It's one of those things that until you learn about it and you figure it out and you think it's dumb, once you run one, you're going to be like, why don't I have all my saws ported? Why am I running an unported saw?
Is Bodie porting it himself, Mike, or is he having it done?
Bodie does his own saw work. I was talking to him.
Okay.
Like, he ports saws. He has some done and he does some, and Bodie's he's a character, man. I love Bodie. Talking to him, learned from him a lot. Like, he was all talking trash with us, and he didn't know who any of us were, but that's the type of people. Himself. Like, fun trash. Right. Not like hate trash. Like, he beat me with a 50cc saw because my 73 was not tuned at all. I didn't know.
Bodie does make me giggle with the things he says.
Yeah. But I'm in the process of trying to order a big saw and getting it done. And I just want one. I have no use for it other than to be cool. It'll be sweet. It'll cut wood really fast.
That's right.
And Rachel wanted
it. I'll film it.
Rachel wanted to run a great, big, powerful saw. So I'm like, well, I'll get you one then.
Yeah. I'm always begging for more power.
So.
All right. Are you ready to wrap it up? Are you going to stay and
talk?
talk?
People are hanging. We got down to about 56.
That's a lot of people. Thanks for sticking around, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Jesse, get one. I'm telling you. Especially Echo. Echo saws. Like, the bad thing if you get a saw ported is your warranty's gone. Warranties are worth the paper they're written on a lot of times. They're hard to use. They're like insurance companies. They'll do anything they can, I believe, to get out of them. Whatever. But Echo saws, they come from the factory with a 5-year homeowner warranty, which is one of the top in the business. Just like Yakta. Yakta's a 5-year warranty. They don't care if you're homeowner or commercial. But Echo saws are shipped out somewhat conservatively. Thank you, Robert. $20 super chat. We do greatly appreciate that. You don't have to do it, but we definitely appreciate it. But a ported saw, what was I saying? See my brain? It doesn't work good. Oh, the Echo saws. They wake up. So I learned this from Bodie because I'm always learning. So my Echo saw, that 7310, it was getting better and better every tank of fuel I ran through it. And then I got it ported, and it's still getting better with every tank. So the Echo saws, one, they come from the factory fairly conservative in their porting and their compression and their transfers. I don't know what all this stuff means, but I've heard it said before. when they take air in and they take fuel in and they let exhaust out. So porting a saw lets it breathe better, helps compression, helps all this stuff. You open up the mufflers, more air in, more fuel in, more air out, more power, runs cooler, better all the way around. Louder, which I wish they couldn't be as loud, but they're still not obnoxiously loud. But anyway, what was I saying? See how this does? Oh, the echo saws. How many times am I going to do this?
I feel like this is a Groundhog Day. You keep starting with this.
Those echo saws. Good luck when I get old, right?
The echo saws.
They wait. One, the porting does a huge thing for them, but the rings on them are like Bodie's belly. They're rounded when you get them. They're not flat like a young person's belly. No Bodie, no R. So they're rounded. Bodie literally blew out his belly and pulled his jacket tight. And so you got to wear that smooth. So he said about 15 tanks of fuel through an echo is when it's running like it's going to. So
Doug.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
Big cheers. But yeah, so I'm learning more and more about ported saws, and they're so fun. And yes, the echo saws, if you get one and you're like, this isn't great, why do people like them? Wear that belly off of it and then get it ported, and you'll be like, why didn't I buy echo saws my whole life? Jesse
says your tune video you did helps him because he couldn't grip it.
I couldn't get it either. And yeah, I even did that same exact video with Dino Joe like a year plus ago.
Yeah.
And Joe was like, you hear that? You hear that 4-stroking? And I said, yes, I didn't. I was like, I felt like I should, but like now with that tack that I got from Saw Supplier, and and like I said in the video, it's like using a laser rangefinder to learn how to judge distance. That tack is helping me learn what to listen for. And it helps me, one, the comfort zone of knowing that I have less of a chance of blowing up my saw. Because the saw guys, they blow up a saw, okay, take it apart, put it back together, and they got a saw again. Me, I could probably figure that out. But like if you saw when I took my Makita 6400 and put the 79cc top end on it, I put the piston in backwards. It didn't matter in the long run. It ran fine. But there was an error, like little stuff like this I didn't know. So I don't necessarily want to blow up a saw and have to learn how to rebuild it. But the saw guys can do it. And so it's not as big of a deal if they push one too far, because then they learn from it. I want to keep it in work saw category, but at the work saw category that people are going to be like, dang, what's he running? Like that saw's a monster. Yeah, the super chats do keep messing me up. I get like my brain.
A loud muffler helps with tuning.
It does. So people complain about those loud mufflers. Like Chris from In the Woodyard, he's like, I want to be able to hear. I don't want a ported saw. Like, well, it's louder, but you cut faster. So you're running the saw for less time. So you're doing maybe less damage to your ears because it's a little bit louder volume, but over less time. But you can put earplugs in. And what else was I saying? What were they saying? Oh yeah, it helps you learn, it helps you hear those sounds, the 4-stroking, which, that's the thing, like Rachel taught me when I'm like, I know more than a lot of people about a lot of things, but there's a million people out there that know more about everything I know stuff about than I do. So like, even though I can cut down a tree and I'm way safer than some people, there's people that are way safer than me. I can hear that 4-stroking. There's people like Scott White. He's messaged me. He's like, turn this screw this much. Like there's guys with the knowledge that blows my mind. Like, how do you know that? And then I do it and it's like magic, So like, I don't know that stuff, but I'm learning, and I try to teach other people what I'm learning in a way that I can learn it so they can learn it. Because when people say stuff like Joe, I told Dino Joe when he's like, I'm raising the transfers and I'm lowering this and I'm like, Joe, you saw guys know what you're saying. Heath and Rachel have no idea what you're saying. What's a transfer? Right. What's a this? What's a that? What's a squish? Like you guys talk like everyone knows it. And so I would omit stuff from videos because I assume that everyone knew it. Because if I know it, you should know it, because I don't know that much. But Rachel's like, a lot of people don't know what you're referring to, like explain it. And I started doing that. And I got so many people that are like, thank you so much for breaking that down and explaining what a face cut is and why you do it the way you do and what a back cut is. Because you just assume that everyone knows it and they don't. And when it comes to the chainsaw world, I'm telling you, firewood guys, you chainsaw guys, us firewood guys don't know what you're talking about. So like Bodie has started a sort of series because he learned this at Hoosier. He's like, you guys are dumb. He didn't say that, but he knew it.
He probably did.
He probably might have. But he's like, you guys don't know anything about chainsaws, but you run them for a living and you cut wood all the time. So he's been doing sort of a series about chainsaw tuning for dummies, essentially, or taking just stock homeowner saws and showing you how you can make them better. Like he took, I think, a steel, maybe a 251, a non-pro saw, and from the factory ran it. And then he did a muffler mod, which you can do for free. You can do yourself. He showed you how to do it. He changed the sprocket on it, the chain. He went from a 3/8 to a whatever the smaller one is. He did a couple things and it made an absolute, like it literally cut the time for the same log cut like in half. It was insane. But us firewood guys, we get a saw and we're like, oh, it's steel. It's good. It's great. We're going to cut, and we get it how it came from the store and put gas in it and fire it up and cut wood with it. But as I learn, then I can help others learn and learn that you're leaving time on the table, which none of us can get more from. Joe, I've heard that. I've heard so many people that are like, Mike's a great guy. He's just like one of us that he, chatting with, and I'll talk to him eventually. And I hope he knows who I am, just because I've commented on a lot of his videos, especially years ago. But and I watch him when I can, and he does an amazing job putting his videos together, his editing, his camera work. Like he does a great job at that. But I'll get to meet him eventually, and maybe next time I'll just wait until I get to be that burden that I don't want to be. But eventually I'll get to meet him, especially now he's working with Easton Made
Keith
more.
is actually very shy. Don't let him fool you. He's super shy.
I was super shy.
That's why he
in my
hasn't
past
met him
life.
yet, because he's very shy. He's probably waiting for me to go up to him to give him the end.
Well, then he won't even talk to me, probably. He'll just talk to you.
No, Heath is actually shy when it comes to going up to somebody and putting himself out there. Like
It depends on the situation.
He'll take you come and
I'll
talk
be
to
an
him,
idiot
and he'll
in front of
talk to you
anybody.
all day long. But to go up and do that,
I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be. I don't want someone to think they have to talk to me if they don't want to. But if you put me in a room and give me a mic, or you have me yelling out raffle numbers or make a fool of myself, I couldn't care less. I'll freaking just have fun with the best of them. And I'll do my best to embarrass you if I can, if it's the right time and place.
Yeah, Mike said he was a little nervous to meet us that first night.
Well, that's people always. And people do the same thing to us. They're like, we've had people tell us, they're like, oh my gosh, I saw you at Bunyan and I was going to talk to you, and then I didn't. I chickened out. Like, literally, I will talk to anyone and everyone. I don't care if you have a channel, if you don't have a channel, if you don't know what a chainsaw. I don't care. Come up and say hi, and we'll talk about whatever. And
yeah, just say hi. I watch your channel, and I'll say thank you.
Or just say, you can say, I think your channel sucks, but nice to meet you. And I'll be like, hey, what could we do better?
I'll say, what's your name so I can block you?
Rachel will block you. Rachel's petty. I don't care. Whatever, man.
No, I don't block anybody on YouTube. You do that.
Yeah, only if you come at my girl.
No.
There's Jack. Jack, I have not. So the conveyor repair, I'm getting close. So I was telling people earlier, I got the big project that I am close to wrapping up, because I have to clear the yard and get the landscaping done and make it beautiful for my son's open house. That's the end of this month. And Rachel keeps thinking I'm going to fail. Time's ticking down. But part of cleaning that up is going to be that conveyor. And I think I have all the pieces. I still haven't got the oxygen for my torch. I'm thinking about trying MEP gas I got a torch head that'll do propane or MEP gas. Do you think that will work for the heat and quench, or do you think I need to get the oxygen? Because I did get some pullers. I've soaked it in strike cold. I need to soak it again. But do you think MEP gas will work for the heat and quench, or do I have to get oxygen? And if so, I don't know that I'll have time to get that done before I try to get it.
We're going to need ranch again.
Yeah, because I think we're doing pizza again.
Yeah.
Pizza's a hit. So at our wedding, we had pizza. at most of our kids' open houses. We've had pizza. For my son just graduating college, you know what he wanted? We were like, where do you guys want to go out to dinner with him and a couple of his friends? We were going to go to a steakhouse or something. They're like, can we just get pizza? Pizza, you can't. It's hard to go wrong with pizza.
And luckily, some marketplace or auction find, he has a big warming.
Oh yeah, I got a proofing cabinet that I'm going to build into a huge, awesome
so we can
smoker
just put
one
the
day.
Pizzas in there.
But now I can just plug it in, keep the pizzas at temp. 24th Street Pizza in Port Huron, Michigan, the greatest pizza you'll ever have. The dill pickle pizza. People think, gross.
Cajun dill.
Everyone
ranch
everyone
sauce,
that ever tastes it, that's all they ever want again. It's fire.
Mike. Oh shit, they're really here.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, we're sort of a big deal, Mike. Sort of famous.
Well, I'm glad you guys hung out with us and weren't too nervous to say hi because we had a good time with y'all.
Mike can vouch for me. I don't think I'm anybody. I just will hang out and chat with anybody. Sure.
You could talk the leg off a dead donkey.
Who said that?
No two-hand.
Why would I talk to a dead donkey?
Once Heath never wants to go anywhere, but once we're there, we are the last ones to leave.
Yeah, because I can't get you out the door. It's like trying to get you out the door to go there.
He just talks and talks and talks.
If I'm bringing Rachel, we're going to be late. I'll put that out there right now. You drive me nuts with my anxiety. I always want to be there 15, 20, 30 minutes early. And Rachel will literally be ready to go and she will sit down and say, we don't have to leave for 7 minutes if we want to be 2 minutes late. And I'm like, what are we doing?
That's not true.
She's like, I want people to wait for me.
That's not true.
It's true-ish.
I just have to take care of everyone else first.
No, I do.
Then I
pack your stuff. I get your drinks. I lock the doors. I put the dogs away.
Who tells you what to pack? You say what needs to be done, and then I have to stop what I'm doing
because I got what I need.
Out for you.
All I need is like a pair of clothes or something, and you need a hair straightener and a nail buffer.
5 minutes.
I can.
No, you cannot.
Probably 3.
I will time you next time. He's a liar.
I am a legend. John, I bet you're a legend as well. We are legends together. John and I are. We'll probably go down. I bet you look in the dictionary and probably if you look up legends, you'll see John and myself.
You know what, Robert? That's what I tell them all the time. I say, if you tell me. I do.
I lie to her, Robert, and she figures it out. Yes, I do.
Like our kids, if they got to be at practice and they're like, got to be there at 6:15. But then they're like, we have to get there at 6 or we're late. I go, you told me 6:15. If you want to be there at 6, tell me you got to be there at 6.
I tried
and I'll have you there.
Rachel's super smart and she figures it out.
I know.
I have a friend who literally, he got so sick of his wife that he stayed with her because he didn't want to give her half of his stuff. But he said, I'm leaving at 7. And if 7 hit, he walked out the door, he got in his truck and he left. And they would go to everything. Their kids' college or high school graduation, they drove separate.
You know why that wouldn't work? Because I always have to drive you around. You wouldn't leave me.
You only have to drive me if I'm really tired or if I've had some beverages.
Half the time, 90% of the time, I got to drive you then.
I got a driver.
I drive him.
But I don't like being late. My driver needs to be on time. That's why you don't get tips.
We're very minimally late.
That's why you don't get tips.
Get tips.
Yeah. I would give you tips if you were early and punctual.
And on that note, I think we should make a t-shirt with your face and John's face that says
legends.
Couple of legends.
Legends. John, do we have your authorization to get a shirt made with you and I and just says, we'll just have hardworking man and frickin' sheep and legends.
Legends.
I think that'd be a good shirt.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. A lot of fun. Hopefully we can start to do these a little bit more.
Sarah has to drive him too.
See? Yeah. Because we're legends. We don't drive ourselves, John.
Well, then you can quit stopping and picking up ratchet straps and iPhones off the road.
I find stuff all the time. Because ADHD, you literally, you don't just look at where you're going. You look at everything. I got a nice Milwaukee furniture dolly. I found probably a dozen iPhones on the road. And one guy paid me $300 to bring his to a weed shop to give him back. I said, guy, I'm busy. You can come pick it up. It was 45 minutes away. He says, if you'll bring me my phone, I'll give you $300. I'm like, I'm not that busy. I can drive 45 minutes for $300. I drove there. He came out. He gave me $300 and I gave him his phone. I was like, all right. The last one I found, literally, I brought it back to the people's house for him and they didn't even say thank you. You meet all kinds. I found a wallet on the road with a bunch of money in it and whatever. And I get a hold of the people and It was, oh my gosh, that was her rent money and this and that. And they tried to offer me. So I don't want your money. Like, if that's your rent money, it's all yours. I don't want to say thank you. And I literally drove like a half hour to give them their wallet back. Like, but I literally find stuff. I just found a phone the other day on the road, but I had to leave it because I had a trailer full of equipment.
He had a very hard time continuing to
Because I
drive
want to
past it.
get people their phones back, because I would hate if I lost my phone. And
Very
if someone
true.
could find it and give it back to me for free, that would be awesome, because it's a lot of money to get it back, or a wallet with all your IDs and all your credit cards that you
Mhm.
and money. I'm not there. I don't find it to keep it. I would love to find a wallet with $1 million in it and no ID, and I would not look to see if anyone was looking for it. I ain't gonna lie. But if I find your stuff and I can get it back to you, I will. So anyways, on that note,
we're
for
gonna
the
sign
second or
off.
third time, we're
Just
gonna
stop
call it.
talking.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Have
you
a great
for
night.
tuning in. I'm so glad y'all joined us, and we'll try to do more live streams. No promises, but we'll try. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.